Hi guys, Hellville here. I am pretty sure that everything should be working. I did a little test run earlier, so here's hoping. All right. Um, well, actually, I guess I can also just double check. Yep, sound is working. Okay, well, I got mail, guys. Okay, so, um, well, there's not very many of us at this exact moment, but hopefully that will change. I did schedule this a good amount ahead of time, so I hope people had notice. In the meantime, I am going to share our missing pet of the stream. So, one moment. Okay, that's a better layout. I like that better. Okay, so we are in oh, interesting, Windsor, Ontario. I actually put in within 25 miles of Detroit, so I guess Ontario is really close to Detroit. I had no idea because me and geography are not friends. We just are not. So this pet is named Leia. She's a beautiful kind of tabby tux situation. Hey, Captain Nads, how you doing? She was lost July 17th, so not too long ago. And she was near, or she is near, or was near Mulberry. I don't know exactly what that means, but if you are in the area, keep an eye out. She's skittish. She has a white spot on her back. Oh, she does. Cute. White tummy and chest with a spot on her front paw. Oh, sweet baby. She's been missing for almost 2 weeks and they're devastated and they're getting close. Oh no, they're moving. Well, Captain Nads, I know that Detroit is just across the lake from Buffalo. I know that. I just didn't realize the Canada was that close to Detroit because me and geography are not friends. Are you and geography friends? Because if you're not friends, then it's hard to, hard to relate, I guess. Also, do let me know. Do we prefer the white edge flame frames or the ones that I was previously wearing all the time, the orange ones? Do let me know. Today I'm wearing the white ones, but if you guys prefer the orange ones, then I shall go back to the orange. So just thought I'd try something a little new. Okay. Both are good. Good to know. Oh, also, in case you were interested, if you're here from the Laura Owens saga, this is my proud member of the fake online schmear campaign tank top that I got. It's very cute. It's got that little I don't know. I don't usually wear bras, so I'm just wearing a bra because it's a light color. And I don't really want to go on stream without a bra on. I feel like that's a pretty good rule, I think. But anyway, so make sure to get your merch at hellvillehere.myspreadshop.com. And let's get started on Reddit. So as usual, I will be, oh wait, ooh, I forgot. I promised you guys that in my last stream, I promised you guys that I would play that clip that I meant to play in the last stream, but it wasn't working properly for some buffering ass reason. I don't know. But I was sent the clip. So I would like to share that. Let's see. Stop screen. Present. No, we don't like that. One moment. Let's see. Just share the video file. I thought I could just share the player, but apparently I have to share the file. So.
I'm going to ran into Judge Mata's dad in the parking lot afterwards. And I asked him, like, well, what did you think? He was like, I got to show you something. So he whips me papers in his hand. And did anybody, I haven't been online really today, but did anybody?
So I believe the woman talking
that was denied
right
its request for findings of fact
the one who actually said that Judge Mata's father was there, and I think she told Reality Steve and everybody else.
Did anybody get a copy of this? He was saying, Julie told me this is just you, Dad. You got to read this, and printed out a copy for me.
It's up by Lauren and Company.
Yeah, Judge Mata's dad was in the court with us.
Judge Mata's dad
was in the court with us.
No way.
In the side room where we were. Judge Mata's dad was sitting there.
She did fantastic.
I said, Harry, that's really nice. You want to be here to support your daughter? He said, oh, no, I've been hearing about this. I'm here for the circus.
And that's her.
Hold on, we don't need a mistrial.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we could get him some scones.
Dave Neal's joke that greatly offended Gingras.
We just heard. There you go. Hey, that's I'm sure he was. I mean, he was probably a judge. I feel like it runs in the family.
That's me.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
He was like, his real fraternity was trying to think of what he could say that wouldn't be like giving it away.
Sure. And Judge Mata.
So I don't know if you guys could hear what I was saying, but I was saying she wasn't telling anybody because I was sitting next to the clerk and he was blah, 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 blah. So David Gingras said that I said, he's so stupid. He said that I said that it was her dad, that they were sharing information, that she was sharing information with. All he does is lie. I hate this man. But anyway, apparently he hates me too, and I didn't even realize he knew who I was. So there's that. And in fact, he didn't know who I was. Who I am, really, I guess. But yeah, so there's that clip. Teresa says, hi, Memory Lane. Hi, Teresa. Glad to have you here. Razmataz says, late but catching up. Well, good luck. I did ask at the beginning of the stream if you guys prefer my white edge flame sunglasses or my orange edge flame sunglasses. Today I'm wearing the white, but if you guys prefer the orange, then I'll do that. If you prefer the white, then I'll just stick with the white. And Captain Ad says, you can't convince me that he isn't rocking a mullet. I can pull up a video from that time period of him not with a mullet. If you want, but that will be later. And Teresa says, justice for Hellville. Yeah. I mean, I think I'm okay on the justice of it all. Justice for the bar complainer who was attributed to my Twitter account. Justice for that person. That person needs justice because they were essentially maligned because of something that wasn't even close to true. Shocker. Coming from the Jingles Owens side of things, of course it's not accurate. Of course. Okay, so Reddit stories. Now I have to unshare. Sorry guys, I'm learning. I'm learning. Nope, that's not the right one. Oh, that's the one. Okay. Okay. Oh, why does it keep going to this view? I just made a custom view, but it keeps defaulting to the other media view, and I don't like it. I like this one. Oh, actually, I might need to rethink that. Held, please. Oh, if I had Megan's elevator music, I would play it right. Wait, do I have elevator music? I might somewhere. I have So Meaty and Applause, neither of which are helpful at the moment. Well, basically I'm a clown right now, so I could just play that. Okay, well, I think that's probably good. So that way the chat isn't. Oh, I can move that up. Ooh, fun. Okay. The clown is learning. The clown is learning. Okay. I was on Bacon Bear's stream yesterday as well. I saw that she was live, and I'm behind on her streams, so I haven't gotten there yet. But I apparently have been targeted as her next guest, I guess. So I'll message her after I stream tonight. But I wonder why I can't. Wish I could just kind of make the chat wider too. But anyway, the misalignment is annoying. I used to be in the arts, and it might bother me. Okay, it's uneven, it's annoying, but anyway, we'll leave it like that. You can see most of it. Teresa said I was going to replay a few sections of this trial today. Oh God, it was just chef's kiss. I might actually go back and do that and kind of say like what was going on in the overflow room from, my perspective and all that fun stuff. So I might do that maybe tomorrow. I don't know if I have plans. I need to check, but maybe tomorrow I'll do that. I think I might be. Actually, let me see did I get a message on Discord? Because I might be going on the couch court, but I have not yet received a link, so I'm not sure. I guess they haven't made their streams yet. They said they would send me a link when they make their streams. So possibly you'll see me on couch court tomorrow. If they want me, if I might be a distraction. So based on whatever they were planning to do, I know they plan things out like very diligently. But yeah, so anyway, if I don't go on couch, maybe I'll do it either way. And Teresa said there was a lot of that going on. Yeah, the lying. Oh yeah. And also the baseball signals. That was so epic. We also didn't know about the baseball signals thing. We could see that he was moving once Megan told Lauren to pan the camera over to Jingles. But we couldn't see that from the overflow room. So we were confused as to why the panning suddenly started happening up until after the fact. And then when Deandra stepped in the way and she said it specifically, we were like, oh shit. So there's that. Lori says, hi everyone. Hi Lori. Hello. And Captain Naz is clapping to what? I'm not sure. Proving that Dave Neal did not have a mullet. Is that what I mean, I could do that. Teresa said, I'm going to pick up that aluminium Hellville 20-ounce bottle. Great for the desert beverage cooler. Hashtag vodka. Hashtag vodka. Yeah. There's so many different like merch options. It's crazy. I was trying to like match like the logo with the available colors and stuff, but I think I got like 2/3 of the way there. Anyway, bothering my art brain. And Lori said, what trial were you at? Oh, I was at the June 10th, 2024 trial. And I was in the overflow room. So apparently I was in the same room as Judge Mata's dad. But again, it's kind of hearsay. Did anyone look at his ID? How do we know for sure that he was there? I'm just saying. But I do know that that comment that I made on that stream to Dave Neal was 100%. I was not talking about her dad, but he attributed it to me talking about her dad. So he's stupid. But we know that. We already know that. Teresa said, yeah, but us four saw it 5 to 10 minutes before Megan did. Oh, yeah, because you were in the room. You were in the actual courtroom. When I go back and watch that, if you want to come on with me, you're welcome to, but you might not want to show your face. That's totally fine. But you could give us the perspective from inside as not Megan, because she's definitely said what her experience was, and so did Lauren. But we didn't hear from anyone else that was inside the courtroom. So I definitely would be interested to know what you guys were thinking from in there. And then Berkeley Farm said, good evening, Hellville. Hello, hello. I went and picked out glasses frames today, so I have an appreciation for yours. Oh, thank you. I was just asking if you guys prefer the white outline flames or the like orange ones that I have been wearing. So I'm willing to adapt if you guys prefer. If you guys prefer one or the other. Tonight I'm wearing the white. I think it kind of pops against the background more. But if you guys prefer the orange, I could definitely do that. And Lori said, oh, okay. I knew that, playing catch up. Hey, look, all good. I just kind of came on the YouTube scene kind of out of nowhere, like a bat out of Hellville, I guess you could say. And I think people don't realize how deep into this community and how deep into this whole situation I am. I think some people think I'm new to it, but I'm definitely not. I'm a day oneer. So definitely I've been around. Teresa said, I've let Megan tell that story. The truth is she had a way to tell Woodnick's team. Yes. Yeah. Which is great because they needed to know. Like it's nice that we knew, but they needed to know for sure. Captain Nad says, I was waving hi to Lori Jane. Apparently I clapped at her instead. Oh, classic. And Lori Jane, of course, responds with some clapping. Amos says, yes, they're sending you the link very shortly. Oh, excellent. Ooh. So I will be making an appearance on Couch Court tomorrow. Let it be a petty couch. And Teresa said, we were begging him. There's a time I was waving my pen for Mata to pay attention to him. I shut my mouth and let Megan have glory, but this week it's mine. Yes, I love it. Jupiter Janes is in the house. Hello, welcome. Welcome. Lori said, I've learned that fact lately. Glad to have found you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm an OG. Actually, other than Dave Neal, is there anyone else that's like an OG? Because even Lauren only started covering it. Well, she didn't start covering it until at least a few months in, because she was like, stop saying this lady is crazy. She does not meet the standards for crazy, because this is what she does for a living. So she's like basically saying what the standards for incapable of like standing trial, like mentally incapacitated or whatever is. And she just kept saying like, stop calling this lady crazy. She is crazy. Yes. But she's, not legally crazy. So she is fully, capable of standing trial. She is also fully accountable for her and responsible for her behavior. So Jupiter Jane says, I'm OG. Yes, but do you have a YouTube channel? I mean, of like the people who have been on screen or whatever. I might, even though I'm the newest content creator, I might be the only OG, like OG. I'm not sure. Though Lauren might have been following it from the beginning. I forget how she said she stumbled onto it. Teresa said, I'm not letting what happened in there get mischaracterized. Exactly. Lori Jane, yeah. So if you're somewhat new to this case, Megan Fox, not the one from Transformers, the other one, the journalist. Two different Megan Foxes. Don't get too confused. Oh, yeah. See, yeah. I just hadn't gotten to your next comment, but as a viewer, Jupiter Janes, aka Sarah. Berkeley Farm said, when did Reality Steve get involved? So he's also day one. That's true. Yes, absolutely. But he doesn't comment on like that frequently. At the time, Dave was doing like 2 or 3 videos a day on this. Yeah. So obviously Steve is also a day one. And I know that he and Dave were like in communication, like pretty much from the beginning about the whole situation as well. So, Jupiter Janes said, yeah, Reality Steve is an OG. Yeah, 100%. Him and Dave basically broke it. I mean, obviously, and here's some fun tea, you guys. You want some tea? I actually know the girl that wrote that article. Mic drop. My mic is attached, but mic drop. I know her. I know her. So anyway, we were friends. I don't have anything against her. We're just not compatible as friends, and that's okay. But we were friends, not at the time she wrote the article, but like several years prior to that. So there's some tea for you. Leon said, apparently your merch doesn't deliver to the great island, the greatest island in the history of the world. Oh no, that's so upsetting. Oh, well, I can't really do anything about that. But I appreciate the effort. If you ever travel, maybe you can have it delivered to your hotel or Airbnb or whatever. Razmataz says, Law Talk with Mike covered the hearings from the beginning. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. So Dave had been covering it for quite a while. And then finally, I think it was like October, November. Dave had been covering it from the moment it hit the sun, and Reality Steve as well. And then he finally got Law Talk with Mike to let him on. He was trying to contact people on YouTube, on LawTube. And he was doing his best to like try to get the story out there, because at the time it was pretty much him and Steve flapping in the wind, and Steve wasn't talking about it every day like Dave was. So, it was kind of a whole different situation. And then he finally got Law Talk with Mike to let him on his stream. And so he explained the whole background of it. Obviously, there was a lot more that came out after that. And then Law Talk with Mike started covering it every once in a while. And then finally, I can't remember if it was I think it was Megan Fox first, and then Legal Vices, and then Tug, I think. And I'm not sure when MG picked it up, but either way, Law Talk with Mike was like at least 2 or I don't know, somewhere between 1.5 to like 3 months in. And then there was like Nick Vile. I hate that guy. He's such a dick. So is his wife. Blech. Anyway, so those are like the original people that were covering it. I feel like there might have been someone that I'm missing. Like on the LawTube side of things, I feel like I'm missing someone, which would suck. So I apologize if I have missed someone. But yeah. Teresa said, I'm front row, left side on the right. I'm not a secret nor hide my identity. I just don't do front of camera. Fair enough. But hey, if you want to come on and like just use your icon or whatever, let me know. Teresa said, tell us more. Oh, about the girl who wrote the article. If you want to DM me, I'll let you know more. But I think it's not particularly kind to say why you're not compatible as a friend with someone, like on a stream, in my opinion. So I don't think that's a nice thing to do. And I'm a relatively nice person. So Jupiter said, you mean the Sun article person? Yeah. Mm-hmm. That one. Jupiter said, Leon, I thought it was the greatest island. I thought I was on the greatest island in the world. What island are you on? I thought you were in Canada. Oh, I'm confused. Anyway, me and geography, man. Yeah, and Jeff too. Yeah. That guy was amazing. RIP, definitely. I loved his take. I loved his take on the whole situation. He had such a good, like, grounded way of thinking about the case. And I really, really appreciated his voice in it. So that's a huge loss. And I liked his other coverages as well. So Lori said, loved watching Dave and Megan. Found the logo on the sonogram. The best watching it live was the best. Yeah, I saw it live. I was there. It was amazing. It was so funny. And the chat literally solved the mystery. Oh God, that was so epic. I'm gonna have to clip that on YouTube and play it on my next like Owens verse stream. Let's see. Yeah, Ick Vile. Exactly. He is aptly named. I think everyone pronounces his name Vile, and that is how it should be. It matches the person within. Yeah, Lori, exactly. Vial is vile. Yes. Teresa said, Megan is great. I love her, but I have to shake my head every time I hear it. Oh my God. That's it. That's it. That's it. She said that like 14 times. It was so funny. Oh my God. What a great stream. I'll definitely play that clip. Lori said, I'm multitasking right now watching Megan and Tug. Well, thank you for being here. Much appreciated. That's a high level of competition there. I guess you're probably also following the Hales case. Because that's pretty much all they cover for the most part. I think they covered a little bit of the Owens case like a few months ago, but I don't think they've really done anything for a while. I know Megan has by herself, but not really Tug. Jupiter said, I'm on Canada. In the province of Newfoundland. It's an island. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, you're right near Greenland, aren't you? Ha! We learn something new every day, especially if it's about geography, because I don't know anything. Teresa said, call me tomorrow after 12 about the court day. Okay. Lori said, I think that was the best live. Yeah, I think so too. It was just so epic to like, we on screen solved a mystery. And when I say we, I mean not me. I was just watching dumbfounded, like, what on earth is that? Because I've never used Fiverr, so it didn't like spring to mind, oh, this is Fiverr. It's not really like my field of expertise. Teresa said, and then we'll have you talk to Kat and her perspective. It's funny. Do I know Kat? I might know Kat. I'm not sure. I probably met Kat. I forget some people's names because the usernames are not the same. Your name is the same, but so the usernames are not the same as the people names. I know the court story about Megan and all of it. Yeah. Lori said they had court today against anti-Hales. Oh, Megan and Tug were in court against the anti-Hales people? Or Hales was in court against the anti-Hales people. That's a big one. Ooh. If Tug and Megan were involved, that would be so epic. Oh my God. Yeah. Hey guy, hello. How are you? Said Reddit is so bad, honestly needs to be removed from the internet. All the money used to run it could have been used to make something cool like a lightsaber. I really hope that's a joke. Because if it's not a joke, like we're not really friends. It's like, we can't be. I'm a Redditor. Okay. I love Reddit. I love it. Jupiter said, I think she was at the trial. Yeah, I'm sure she was. Teresa was obviously like one of the 4 people that were in the room with her. So that's why I did meet her. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Yes. Just show me a picture. Yeah. So Yar, hello Bruce. How you doing? Oh, Lori, Megan and Tugs. Ooh. And these idiots went to trial? Oh no. Oh no. They had to have lost. Keep us updated. I haven't really been following that case particularly, but I know some of the basics on that case, and it is absolutely freaking insane. And yeah, I'm definitely curious what happened in that courtroom. If there was any oh, keep it in your pants, please. Jupiter Janes, lover. Over to Bruce. Teresa said, Dave had us listen to Megan's pet rat video with Tug on Patreon. Oh, I miss her, but I can't keep up with yeah, it's too much to keep up with because so much happens in Owen's verse and so much happens in Hale's verse that it's like too many verses to it. Like I need a multiverse worth of time to keep up with all the verses. A guy says, love hate with Reddit. I basically browse it 6 hours a day and then hate myself because of it. Maybe it's a me problem. Yeah, I think it is. Maybe you need to like I think you can set time limits on your phone depending on what kind of phone you have, to like shut certain apps off after a certain period of time. So maybe 2 hours should be your limit every day. You just set it or set your own timer or something and then just have like the self-will to close it out. But yeah, I love Reddit. It's wonderful. I love scrolling Reddit. Yeah, it's the best. Teresa said Bruce's notepad makes an appearance. Yeah. Okay, on to the Reddit story, the first Reddit story. So it seems like this is a concluded matter. And Bruce said, always take the notes. Yes, always take the notes. It's a concluded matter. So there is a resolution in this story. Hopefully it's not like 300 pages long or anything. But if it is, I'll just kind of like skip a few of them. Oh my God, you guys seriously need to get a room, Bruce and Jupiter. I mean, this is too much. Over in my chat, it's getting a little hot in there, a little hot and steamy. Okay, so am I the asshole for cutting off my daughter after she slept with her sister's husband? Also her daughter, just to be clear. Just to be clear. Okay. So this was originally posted July 3rd of this year, so very recent story. I, 59F, have 2 daughters, Emma 35 and Chloe 33. Emma has been married to her husband, 36 male, for 11 years, and they have 2 children together. Chloe has been married to her husband, 34 male, for 8 years, and they have 1 5-year-old son. Everyone hydrate. About 6 weeks ago, Emma called me just after midnight, completely hysterical. She told me she suspected for months that her husband was hiding something. He'd become distant, constantly guarded his phone, and was always finding excuses to stay late at work. That night, after he fell asleep beside her, she looked through his phone for the first time. It's the sudden change in behavior that's always a tip-off. My goodness. She found years of explicit messages between him and Chloe, her sister. I'm just going to keep reiterating that. Me and my sister are not best friends, but I don't think she would ever do that to me. Like I'm like 99.999999999% sure she would never do that to me. And I am 100% sure I would never do that to her. That is actually crazy. Hi Buffy, how you doing? Yeah, that is actually, that's disgusting. That's disgusting. There are how many billions of people on this planet you have to go after your sister's husband if you want to have an affair? It makes no sense. So anyway, that's disgusting. That is truly disgusting. Anyway. The affair had been going on for almost 4 years. Emma was devastated. She kept asking me how her own sister could do this to her. A few days later, we were at my brother's birthday party when Emma confronted Chloe outside. Chloe denied everything at first and insisted Emma had misunderstood. Of course. When Emma said that she'd read the messages herself, Chloe completely fell apart. She started crying, admitting the affair, and kept repeating, I don't know why I did it. I'm so sorry. It was the biggest mistake of my life. Okay, she's just saying that to save face. She's not actually sorry because she was trying to deny it at first and gaslight you. So she's not sorry. She doesn't care about you. She cares about her. She cares that she was caught. She doesn't care about you. She's a bitch. She's a horrible human. Obviously. If it wasn't obvious already, it should be now. Buffy says people are weird. Yeah. Especially people that would sleep with their freaking sibling's husband. That's insane. Jupiter said years of text. Yeah, can't be that sorry. Exactly. This is it's not like it was one drunken hookup, which would be terrible as well. Of course. But this was 4 years of deception. That is crazy. Crazy. I can't even think about it. I do not want to cross sheaths with my sister. Thank you very much. Disgusting. Okay. So Emma asked how 4 years could possibly be a mistake. Those are choices, not mistakes. Chloe had no answer. The argument escalated into a screaming match. It was her brother's birthday party. Maybe not the best place to have a screaming match, but I mean, that's where you're going to corner her, I guess. Chloe tried to slap Emma. Chloe, the cheater, tried to slap Emma. Interesting. Huh. But several relatives stepped in before she could. Chloe's husband quietly took their son home after realizing what had happened. Within days, he told Chloe he wanted a divorce. Emma also filed for divorce after her husband admitted everything. I mean, yeah. After it all came out, Chloe called me 82 times in one day. I answered once because I hoped she was calling to explain herself. I'm sure she was calling to explain herself. Instead, she cried the entire time, begging me not to abandon her. She said she'd already lost her husband, was probably going to lose shared custody of her son, and couldn't bear losing her mother too. She said she knew she didn't deserve forgiveness, but begged me not to hate her forever. She just wants what she wants. She doesn't care about her sister at all, nor does she care about how embarrassing this is for her mother to have raised this crazy cunt. Sorry, but that word was invented for Chloe. Chloe's a cunt. Anyway, I'm English. Sometimes I use that word. It happens. But yeah. Buffy said, and I bet he's like a mediocre 5 out of 10. I'm sure he's very mid. Yeah. I'm sure he's quite mid. Jupiter said, I wouldn't even date anyone a friend dated in the past, let alone my sister's current husband. Girl code. That I wouldn't even like hook up with someone. I wouldn't hook up with, I wouldn't date anyone that any of my friends have dated or hooked up with. I don't want my friends to know how my guy bangs, shall we say. I don't want that. I don't want my friends to know how my guy kisses. I don't want that. I want my man's behavior to be a mystery to everyone but me. That's just how I roll. I think that's fairly how a lot of people feel. Captain Ned says cousins are half siblings. Aunts are also stepmother, but only if she gets pregnant. Gross. Jupiter agrees with Buffy that he's probably mid. And Buffy agrees with Jupiter. Yeah. Yeah, that's disgusting, crazy behavior. Okay, well, I told her I couldn't look at her the same way anymore. I said this wasn't one bad decision. It was years of lying to her sister, her husband, and the rest of us. I told her I loved her because she's my daughter, but I didn't want contact with her for the foreseeable future. Since then, I've ignored every attempt she's made to reach out. This is where my family thinks I'm wrong. My sister says Chloe has already lost everything: her marriage, her relationship with her sister, many of her friends, and likely the family she dreamed of giving her son. These are choices she made. They say she's genuinely remorseful, as has started individual therapy and isn't trying to justify what she did. Sure. They argue that if a mother won't stand by her child after they've hit rock bottom, who will? That's not this mother's question to answer. I think the thing is, if you think about it, for Emma, if her mom was talking to Chloe, Emma must feel horrible betrayal by her own mother. Why is my mom even entertaining my sister that has been banging my husband for 4 years behind my back? I would feel very betrayed. Yeah. I mean, maybe after some time, but like, especially right away, like, I would be very betrayed. So no, I think she should lose everything. She made a choice. She knew what she was going to lose if ever found out. She knew. She made that choice. We're adults. We make our choices. We choose our choices. As Charlotte York said, I choose my choice. This bitch chose her choice, and that's what it was. Jupiter says, I only date Moose now. Yes. Captain Nod said Jerry Springer rose from his grave. Yeah, it doesn't sound like a very much a Jerry Springer kind of family, but if that show were still on the air, I bet they might be guests. Berkeley says, a woman who would have an affair with her sister's husband isn't operating by girl code, unfortunately. She's not even operating by sibling code. She's a godless woman. She's a horrible human. In my opinion. Leon said, it kind of breaks my heart that Hellville here is privileged. Privileged? In what way? Lori said the mother is caught in the middle, so she has to pick the right side. Yeah, I mean, she wants to be obviously on the right side of history. She's also probably very ashamed of her daughter's behavior because she raised this crazy bitch. Period. So, yeah. Jupiter said no codes were involved. Yeah. She's a codeless and godless woman. She's a horrible human. Anyway. I told her, nope, I was at the bottom. They also reminded me that cutting Chloe off means my grandson is growing up without his grandmother, even though he's done nothing wrong. There's not much that can be done about that. I mean, it's unfortunate, but what could really be done about that? Hopefully she has a good relationship with the dad, the husband. I understand all of that, but every time I think about welcoming Chloe back into my life, I picture Emma reading those messages alone in the middle of the night, realizing that the two people she trusted the most had been lying to her for years. I don't know if I can move past that. I think that's very fair. My family says I'm punishing Chloe forever for something she doesn't deeply regret it. She deeply regrets getting caught and losing things. She deeply regrets her being punished for the consequences of her actions. She regrets the consequences of her actions. She doesn't regret her actions. In my opinion, not allegedly. Teresa said the worst I did was have a kissing contest with twins who didn't look alike. The cuter one won, of course. I mean, that's more of a them problem than a you problem, though. And it seems like they were probably in on the competition. Jupiter said, no doubt the mom is pretty heartbroken over it, too. Yeah, this woman blew up 2 families. 3, if you want to include the mom. You know, because they were a family unit, right? The mom and her 2 daughters, that's a family. And then each of the daughters has their other family. That's 3 families that this idiotic behavior blew up. And I bet they're not even together anymore. Lori said she can see the grandchild. She can get grandparents' rights. That's not in every state. I don't know where these people live, but I don't know if how much I don't know. I'm sure she'll be able to see through the father. She might be able to see the kid if they have a good relationship. Captain Nad said, hey, everyone, hit thumbs up. Oh, yeah, thank you. Thank you for reminding me. Everyone hit thumbs up. And also make sure you're subscribed for some more Reddit content and some more bitching about the Owensverse or spilling tea, as it were. You guys got some hot tea earlier, huh? Buffy said, nah, girl, cut him off. Yeah. You don't have to set yourself on fire to keep other people warm. Exactly. Yeah. I don't appreciate the rest of the family can be her support. It doesn't need to come from her mother. And again, if I were Emma, I would be really upset that the rest of my family wants this crazy cunt to be forgiven. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Anyway, I feel like I'm simply refusing to pretend it never happened. Chloe wants to pretend it never happened and move on and go back to what her life was before, but that's not realistic. So am I the asshole for that? And then they said, I know a lot of people are used to seeing cheating posts and always thinking they are fake, but what would you do if you were in my shoes? I don't think AI would actually write that at the end of a post. So I feel like this is real. Yeah. But anyway, I'm always going to comment on Reddit stories that I find as if they are real. And if it's not, it's not. But I'm just going to move forward in that direction as if they're real, because they're interesting stories at least. So, okay, so commenter said, not the asshole. She's not genuinely remorseful. She's sad she got caught and is facing consequences. Can't you have a relationship with your grandson via his father? Tell your sisters to mind their own business. This is between you and your daughters, nothing to do with them. OOP said, I can kind of have a relationship with him, but the problem is that he wants his child to grow up closer to his own family who lives in another city. By the way, yeah, that's rough. Lives in another city rather than his ex-wife's family, which, fair. Captain Nad said, Buffy is dangerous with sharp objects. All about cutting things. Uh-oh. What's your goals in life, Leon? To be comfortable, happy, lots of fur babies, in love, goals, relatively successful. Buffy said that's true. Oh, yes. Well, I think you said that you got that nickname regarding the show Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and she is actually adept at using all forms of weapons. So, yeah, that includes many, many sharp ones, especially a stake. Commenter 2 said, I mean, personally, I can't think of anything my kid would do that would cause me to cut her off permanently, but I would probably take a break for a while to organize my feelings. There's 10,000, but this is a Laura Owens form of math. There's 10,000% nothing that could happen that would make me willing to cut off my grandkid. She's not saying she wants to be cut off from her grandkid. She's saying she doesn't want to talk to her grandkid's mom. What Chloe did was unforgivable, but I would ask you, how would you feel if something happened to Chloe right now? How would you feel? If you don't feel anything, then you have your answer about what you want to do. I think that's a terrible thing to ask. I mean, I'm sure she would feel horrible if something happened, but that doesn't mean that she would absolve her of her sins in her eyes. Puppy says, I carry Mr. Pointy everywhere. Yes, Mr. Pointy. Oh God, poor, what was her name? Kendra? Kendall? Kendra or Kendall? I love that actress too. She's excellent. That's what Buffy calls her steak, if anyone's not familiar with the lore. Yes, I was familiar. I only watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer for the very first time like a year ago. So I've since watched it like at least once more because that's how I roll. But anyway, OOP said, it depends on what happens to her. If she's struggling with her mental health or got in an accident, I would obviously help her like any mother would. I admit that I might have been harsh when I told her for the foreseeable future. I think that's valid though. But I was thinking of my daughter Emma and how she would be feeling right now. I love both of my daughters equally to the moon and back, but I'm just torn in this decision, which I think is fair to be torn. Kendra, yeah. Buffy said, I think I've seen the whole season like 1,000 times. Yeah. Captain Nad says, I mean, I carry it everywhere too. Ew. Ew. Buffy said, I walked right into that one. Yeah. The pointy end. Commenter 3 said, not the asshole. You have a daughter that's been completely destroyed by her own sister and her own husband. She's the one that needs your support, not the one that chose to cheat on her husband with her own sister's husband. She made the conscious decision for 4 years. That's not forgivable in my eyes. She made the decision she can face her own consequences. I'm sure her soon-to-be ex-husband will still allow you to be part of your grandson's life. Reach out to him and let him know you're not speaking to her and just be there for Emma and her kids. Yeah, I think too, like, you could say that you're willing to go to whatever city it is that he lives by to see the grandkid if, you know, if that's something that you're willing to do and want to do. And hopefully you would. So yeah, hopefully you would get a chance to maintain a relationship. Obviously not as strong of a relationship, but maintain a relationship nonetheless. OOP said, thank you so much. I've reached out to him, but I haven't heard anything back. He probably wants nothing to do with this whole entire family, honestly. Leon said, are Americans shallow? Well, there are shallow people from all countries. There are a lot of people in America. Can't really, you know. Okay. I consider myself to be quite a deep person, but OOP responds to a long comment on if it's possible for Chloe to lose full custody of her son because she cheated. Yeah, I was wondering about that too, actually. Oh, Buffy said define shallow. OOP, she might not. Her ex-husband wants to move far away from all of this. He wants to move to his own side of the family, which lives in a different city. It would be hard for Chloe to be there for her son unless she moves with him or gets an apartment there, which I don't think she would unless she really wants to see her son. She should really want to see her son. She should make that move. She blew this up. She blew this up. She should make every effort. Commenter 4 said, so she would rather lose her son than move to be near him. There's nothing on this earth that would have prevented me from fighting tooth and nail to keep my kids. I can't relate, but I could understand. I could sympathize, but not empathize. How far away is his family? She can absolutely file an emergency stay order to keep the kids locally. There's just one kid until custody is settled, and wronged by her or not, most courts will put the children's needs first. Courts tend to prioritize joint custody regardless of what the dad or mom thinks, unless one parent is willing to sign rights away. She needs a lawyer ASAP. If she's willing to walk away from her son without a fight, then he is better off without her. I agree with that. And that tells me a little bit more of her character, and it makes me even less sympathetic to her than I already was. OOP said, we're in Florida and his family's in Washington. Oh, that is quite a journey. That is across the country and kitty corner. Like that is all the way across the country. That is a long flight. Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. Do you guys think that this mother is the asshole? Usually I vote based on the title. And based on the Jerry Springer-esque title, I thought not the asshole for cutting off your daughter. But I'm curious what now after reading the story, I think even more so. Not the asshole, but I want to know what you guys think. Leon says shopping malls. Define shallow. Shopping malls. They can be shallow. I think maybe you're more thinking more of like overconsumption. Americans are definitely victims of overconsumption more so than in other countries, possibly. Yeah. But Captain Nad said, sometimes the answer to crazy is a crazy solution. Make him live with both sisters. What? He'll never live in peace again. That the husband that cheated? Buffy said, I think shopping malls are mostly dead here. Yeah, we've had several close down, actually. I think it's the Amazon effect. Lori said, my kids and now grandkids are my heart. Yes, but what would you do in this situation? Would you cut one of your kids off because they horrifically harmed one of your other kids? And Lori said, if she doesn't fight, I understand why she cheated. Yeah, exactly. She doesn't care about anyone but her and her immediate gratitude. Okay, so you think not the asshole. Buffy says, Americans are a product of their environment. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. There is a line from a movie. I used to love this movie. It's called 100 Girls. And it's I don't even think it gained enough popularity to even become a cult classic or anything like that. But I consider it a early 2000s interesting watch. And one of the lines is like, I understand why they named American cheese what they did, because it's fake and processed just like America. I consider myself pretty fucking real. And if you get fake vibes off me, I think you're mis-vibing. I don't know. But yeah, I can't really lie. I can't really lie. I might be a little autistic. I cannot lie. If my mouth doesn't say it, my face will. But I did find that quote a little interesting. I was always like, oh, that's an interesting one. I like that. I don't think it's necessarily true of everybody, but it's an interesting take. Okay, so Lori is the only one that voted, and she said not the asshole. So Buffy said, girl, same, can't hide my face. Exactly. Oh, cannot hide the face. Lori said, well, my ex daughter-in-law cheated on my son, and we found 2 of his kids aren't his biological children. However, he still claims them and gets them 90% of the time because she doesn't want to keep them. What a terrible human and a terrible mother. Do we know who the biological dad is? I mean, either way, it doesn't matter. They have a dad. It's fine. But like, I'd be curious, I guess. But also probably a crappy person if he knew that she was married, which we don't know. But exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Terrible human. She and Chloe might be good friends if they weren't out selfishing each other. Buffy said people really are so awful to each other. Yes, Buffy, but do you think this woman would be the asshole for cutting off one of her daughters? For the other one, essentially. So far, it's like 2 not the assholes. Jupiter Jane says, wow, Lori, they're lucky they have your son. Yes, I agree. They're very, very lucky that they have your son. Not every person would do that. In fact, a lot of people would not do that. So it's very, very, very lucky that they do have your son too. Sorry. I am turning an alarm on. It just keeps vibrating, so it's my phone. I'm just gonna shut the alarm off because it just keeps going off. Okay. Berkeley said, not the asshole. Okay, so that's 3 not the assholes. Lori said they are our babies. Yeah. Captain Ned says, not the asshole, but her decision makes me sad. Yeah, I think it probably makes her sad too. Buffy said, I mean, that's hard as a mom. Yes, it is hard. You're dancing around voting. You might be split, and that's okay. It could be like so there are other answers besides not the asshole. There's also obviously the asshole, and then there's like everyone sucks here or nobody sucks here. It could be a little bit of like an everyone sucks, but kind of like you like OP only sucks a tiny bit just because it's hard to give up your kid, I guess. I mean, even as an adult. But anyways. Leon said, I've got Hellville. Psychological profile. It didn't take long. Truth teller. Fiery truth teller. Yes. Not my type. Okay. That's okay. I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but I will be one person's shot of whiskey, even though I don't drink whiskey. Jupiter Jane says, are you a bot? He's definitely not a bot. That's funny though. Buffy said, I'm dancing around voting because it's a hard call to me. It really is, but I don't think she's saying I'm giving up on her forever. She's saying for the foreseeable future. Foreseeable could be a month, it could be a year, it could be forever. But, you know, it doesn't mean that you're forever, like, you're not committing to forever giving up on your kid, in my opinion, I think. Captain Nad said, I agree, Jupiter. That Leon's a bot. Lori said the decision could be for now. Yeah, if she changed, it could change. Exactly. Leon said, yes. Leon is a bot. Okay, I stand corrected. Okay. We're going to skip the rest of that's a very long comment. Over to the update. I know it's very early for me to post an update. So that was from July 3rd. So this is 3 days later. And I wasn't planning on it, but after reading the comments on my first post, I decided I needed one final conversation with Chloe before I completely closed the door. Oh, completely. Well, that's a bold statement. Okay. I went to her house yesterday and I expected her to be emotional after calling me 82 times in one day, but she was surprisingly calm. I asked her the one question I still couldn't understand. Why? Uh-oh, you guys, we have a visitor. Mr. Bond has joined us. He's spying on everyone. He's the most amazing spy in the land, of course. Do you have anything to say, Bond, to the people? You're just going to look at the mic and sniff it? Yeah? Ah. Bond. James Bond. Yes. He is a spy kitten. He has very symmetrical plumage on his chest. Yes. He is so... There was no other name for him besides Bond, obviously. I'll leave his toy on and see if he can be enticed to stay. He might be. He might be enticed to stay. He's in a weird spot though, huh? You're so funny. You're funny. Yes, you little baby. He's people at and I say stop like body shaming him. He is in very good shape. There's one cable near this cat tower and he wants to play with the cable and not his toy. That's good. That's great. Okay, he's playing with his toy. He's on the other side of the cat tower, so apologies. It's not in view. Um he might, oh no, not my work papers. He might re-enter view later. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Of his own volition. Yes. Right, Debbie? He's so funny. Yes. Oh my God. What a goober. What a goober. Yep. Buffy says, sweet kitty. Captain Nad says, Bond. Lori says, I'm a cat mom too. Yes. And Jupiter says, handsome man. Yes, he is. He's the handsomest man, in my opinion. Oh, okay. He's out. He out. Bond out. I did, however, bring over some treats. So maybe later he can be enticed to come back. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Buffy said, mine always tries to eat the cord. Yeah. It's like you have 3 million toys, every string, ribbon, and who's what's it that you could possibly imagine. Yet you have to play with my cords. Why? I mean, I know it's because he's a spicy little asshole, but like, it's extra annoying. Don't play with my cords. Leave my cords alone. Where'd he go? He just came back over. Oh, he went in his little beach shack. His little beach shack house. Okay, back to the story. ADD. Hey, I have the same attention span as like probably a cat. So, and my Adderall's very much worn off for the day. So anyway, okay. I still couldn't understand why. She admitted she'd been attracted to Emma's husband for years. She said what started as admiration eventually became feelings, and over time they crossed a line. That's so disgusting. Instead of ending it, they kept convincing themselves it would be the last time. She insisted she regretted everything. Yeah, sure. Those are words. That's the thing with these like narcissistic, abusive kind of people, you know? Like, I'm not a therapist for the record. These are my psychological assumptions. That there's some narcissism here, maybe a cluster B kind of thing. But yeah, these are words, and people who are narcissists, they use words all the time, but their actions frequently do not back up their words. And so that's what I would need to see from a narcissist in order to move forward with that person in any way. So anyway, that's a me thing. Anyway, I asked if she'd spoken to Emma. She told me the only contact she'd had was one text before Emma blocked her on everything. Emma told her she destroyed their family, taken away their children's stable home, and that she hoped the affair had been worth losing a sister forever because as far as she was concerned, Chloe no longer had one. Very fair. I would say a lot worse. I would say a lot worse. Emma blocked her immediately afterward. Yeah, I would say a lot worse. But anyway, Chloe also admitted she later waited outside the school gates hoping to speak to Emma. That is so inappropriate. When she came to collect the kids, Emma refused to speak to her, warned her to stay away from her and the children, and told her that if she ever approached them again, she'd regret it. Chloe left crying. Oh, poor baby. Oh, I make bad decisions, and now I'm ruining my sister's life even further by traumatizing her at her kid's school. Ah, when? I hate this bitch. Anyway, Laura Owens is worse, to be fair. I think. Yeah. Anyway. I told Chloe her waiting outside the school was completely inappropriate regardless of her intentions. She insisted she only wanted to apologize and prove she cared about Emma. That is not proof that you cared. That is selfish, actually. Super selfish. Then I asked if she truly felt remorse. That's when I completely lost my patience. Instead of taking full responsibility, Chloe started telling me Emma's marriage had already been falling apart. How would you know? You're not in that marriage. That Emma and her husband had been drifting apart for years. Every cheating man says that. Every cheating spouse says that. I'll backtrack that because women say it too. And that he had often confided in her. That's so inappropriate. She admitted the affair was wrong, but repeatedly tried to place part of the blame on Emma, saying if their marriage had been happier, none of this would have happened. No, you dumb bitch. Holy shit. No, 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 no.
Oh dear, we are in trouble.
No. 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 No, 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 no. No. Oh my God. This is a terrible human. How did this mom not know that she was raising a sociopath or a psychopath? I don't know the exact difference between the two, but they both kind of suck as humans, I've heard. Absolutely not. If you hadn't slept with her husband, her marriage might not be over. I was furious. I honestly couldn't believe that I had raised someone capable of thinking like that. Yeah. I told her there is no marriage bad enough to justify secretly sleeping with your own sister's husband for 4 years. I said, I wasn't just disappointed. I was ashamed that she was my daughter. Ooh, ouch. The more she tried to justify herself, the angrier I became. Yeah, Mama Bear. Absolutely. The conversation eventually turned to her own divorce. She talked about how difficult everything had been for her and how her husband still plans to move to Washington with their son to be closer to his family. She said she may have to move there too if she wants to stay close to him. As she spoke, I realized almost everything was about what she had lost: her marriage, her home, her reputation, and possibly seeing her son every day. Very little of it was about Emma or the damage she'd caused, because she doesn't think she damaged anything because she only thinks about her. In her eyes, probably Emma finding out ruined her family. In her eyes, Emma finding out blew this whole thing up and ruined everything. In her eyes, probably. At the end of the conversation, Chloe asked if we were cool now. No, you stupid bitch. What a twat. Oh my God. I told her, no, we're not cool and we might never be. I said that if I ever found it in my heart to reconcile with her, it would be on my terms in my own time, not because she thought one conversation could erase 4 years of lies and betrayal. I walked out feeling angrier than when I arrived. I honestly don't know what to do anymore. I love both my daughters, but after that conversation, I'm not convinced Chloe truly understands the pain she caused. Honestly, I would probably lose all love for my kid. At the same time, there's a reason I'm not ever going to be a parent other than to fur babies. So there's that. Leon said, Jupiter Janes, Mr. Bond despises you. Just saying. Oh, why do you say that? No, he doesn't despise anyone except my sister. Actually, he's so funny. Oh my God, the way he's looking at me right now. If I could show you guys, I would. It's so cute. He would, he follows my sister around the house with the express purpose to hiss at her. He does not hiss when she enters a room that he's in. No, he hisses. He follows her around all over the house to hiss at her. Crazy. Anyway, Lori said, it's all about her. Exactly. Again, I think there's some narcissism in here for sure. Not a therapist, but I have my suspicions as someone who has been therapized many times. Buffy is now at the point, okay, cut her off. Yep. Even the waffler, even the waffler. Teresa said, oh, good. I didn't miss the end. The SO called. Oh, yes, you did not miss the end. Yeah. So the mom is pretty rightfully pissed at her daughter for being a shitty human. You did, however, miss a Bond appearance. So if you want to replay the Bond time, he was on screen for a little bit, for a minute or two. Relevant comments. Commenter said, why does the other woman always believe my marriage is falling apart and I'm not actually close to my wife bullshit every single time? I think she made that I don't think he really was confiding in her like that. I suspect. But let me remove that. Stupid alarm. We all know this man would have happily remained in his marriage with his side chick sister-in-law forever if Emma didn't find him out. That's why Chloe is pissed. Hell, he's probably still begging Emma in text to give him another chance and that Chloe means nothing to him. Tale as old as time, but the woman keep falling for it. Baffling. No, I think Chloe was in on the ruse of the whole our marriage was already falling apart for a long time. I think that. I think Chloe's in on that. Anyway. OOP said, I'm pretty sure there might be a final part 3. I'm not sure how many parts I can keep making before Reddit says otherwise. Emma and her husband did have some problems, but they were mostly, if not always, minor, nothing serious. Yeah. I am still trying to process how it was going on for 4 years without anyone knowing. I bet you he has more side chicks. I bet you it's not just one. Teresa left a cat emoji. Yes. Well. Yeah, that is so gross. Commenter 2 said, I read the first post and I'm still confused as to why Emma's husband's behavior changed all of a sudden if it was going on for 4 years. Why did he suddenly become cagey, defensive, and hiding his phone if it's been going on for the last 4 years? I think he has another side chick. Maybe the side chick number 2 is more recent. OP said, because Emma was all of a sudden curious and had a feeling he was cheating on her. I think he sensed that and didn't want the secret to be found out. Well, that didn't work out so well. Commenter 3 said, Chloe and Emma's husband. Are Chloe and Emma's husband still seeing each other and are now free to be together? Why did they stay in their marriages if they were so unhappy? OOP said, Chloe told me that her and Emma's husband haven't talked since. Shocker. She texted him, but he never responded. Oh, she been ghosted. Oh, she blew up 3 families and then was ghosted. Oh, dear. Yeah, he has got another side chick. No chance otherwise. Yeah, commenter 4 on my wavelength. Chloe honestly sounds like a narcissist. I know that word gets thrown around a lot, but I think it fits here. Think about if you think I'm overreacting. In order to be able to cheat, you have to put your empathy to your partner and others who might be affected by it aside and let your ego win. Chloe had to do this multiple times for 4 years. Who knows how many times they cheated? It could be over 100 times, probably more than that in 4 years. And Chloe had to put everyone's feelings aside in favor of her own. Her victims were her husband, sister, son, nieces, nephews, and mother. All of those are people she's supposed to love the most. The fact that she was able to do this over and over again to people she claims to love is honestly deeply disturbing. I agree. And then for her to only care about herself afterwards, again, I think she's a narcissist. I agree with that. I do not think she truly has empathy. I think she can fake it. And I think, much like Laura Owens, sounds familiar. Actually, Laura Owens can't fake empathy. She just claims everyone should have empathy for her. She just doesn't feel a need to show it to anybody else. But anyway, I digress. I do not think she truly has empathy. I think she can fake it, and I think she has done that all the time. But I don't think she actually has it. Maybe she thinks she does. She doesn't seem to feel guilt and remorse. She sounds incredibly entitled and also delusional since she can't accept the fact that her relationship with her sister is over for good and that your relationship to her will forever be affected in some type of way. She decided to break her sister's boundaries by showing up to her kids' school. Yeah, if they ever do another family event like a Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever, or Hanukkah, whatever it is, birthday, Easter, Passover, I don't know, whatever. I bet you Emma would say, I am not showing up anywhere near that bitch. So now you have to choose between your daughters for every holiday. Anyway, she decided to break her sister's boundaries by showing up to her kids' school. Yeah, that was really disgusting. Sorry, I think you just saw who your daughter actually is deep down. I would honestly be a bit scared of my child if they did this out of the blue. It would make me question what went wrong and what else they have done that I don't know about. But I'm also very scared of narcissists or just very selfish people in general. Yeah. Those types of people can really do damage to you that lasts a lifetime. Thankfully, I've never had any experience with these people, but my God, they seem terrifying. I have. Um, what was her father like? Sorry if that's too personal. You don't have to answer. I'm just trying to figure out where she might get it from. I'm a little worried that your family is going too easy on her. I agree. I hope they aren't trying to guilt or shame Emma for not wanting to have anything to do with Chloe. OOP said, my husband passed about 7 years ago, but when he was alive, he did give Chloe special treatment. There it is. Because she was the baby of the family. I treated both my daughters equally, and we often had fights about Chloe due to unfairness, etc. He would do things like make Emma share what was supposed to be hers and give half to Chloe, give Chloe bigger or better items because he didn't want to upset her. This is where it comes from. We did divorce later on due to something else unrelated, probably cheating, but that did play a huge part. I did try my best to be fair to both kids, and I genuinely think I was. I'm not trying to blame my late husband here. I'm just saying what he was like. Well, that was all she was asked, so I think that's fair. Leon said, I'm alone through life circumstances. Being alone and having friends and family, they're special. Narcissistic, yeah. Mm-hmm. The only way to deal with a narcissist is to cut them off because they feed off of like winning. They feed off of making you feel like crap. Jupiter Jane says, good night, everyone. I'm off to bed. Catch the rest on replay. Good night, babes. Leon said, I like watching Hellville here. It's like reading a book. Well, thank you. Let's see if there was any. Oh, final new update. Okay, this is from 17 days after the original event. Or no, 17 days later after the update. I don't know. I'm bad at math. Someone else do the math. Anyway, I said after my last update that I've come back one last time once things had settled down a bit. So this will be my final post. First, thank you to everyone who commented on my last 2 posts. I read and replied to more comments than I expected. Some of them were difficult to read, but they gave me a lot to think about. To answer the question I saw the most, Chloe's son is definitely her husband's. Chloe is white, her husband is black, and her son is mixed race. So there was never any question about that. The divorces are still going ahead. Nothing has been finalized yet, but neither couple is trying to work things out anymore. A lot of people also asked about my sisters. Yes, they knew about the affair before Emma found out. I would cut those fuckers off too. Bloody fucking hell. What is it with these people? They admitted they'd stayed quiet because they thought it was a family matter and hoped it would end before anyone got hurt. It will always hurt people. It doesn't matter when it ends. Even if you hear about it like years later, it still hurts you as if it just happened. It's going to hurt. It was going to hurt anyway. It was going to end families anyway. Oh, these people, these are horrible humans. I understand why they thought that, but I can't agree with it. Emma spent years being lied to while people around her knew the truth. I've decided to cut off both my sisters out of my life. Yes. I don't know if that will be forever, but they have broken my trust. Yeah, they hurt your daughter irreparably, in my opinion. Over the last few weeks, I've spoken to both my daughters separately. I asked Emma if enough time had passed for her to even think about talking to Chloe. She said no. She told me she isn't waking up angry anymore, but that doesn't mean she's forgiven her. She said she's accepted the truth that was always going to come out eventually. The only thing she could control was what she did after she found out. She also said she has... What are you doing over there, buddy? What are you doing? I see you. Don't be an asshole. Don't be an asshole. Can I entice you to not be an asshole with a treat? She also said she has no interest in having a sister anymore. I think that's very fair. As for her husband, she told me she's made one thing very clear. She'll only respond if it's about the children or the divorce. Everything else gets ignored. Very fair. What surprised me was that he hasn't stopped trying. That doesn't surprise me. That does not surprise me at all. He sent long apology messages, videos about forgiveness, and even Bible verses. These are not religious people. You cannot do that and claim to be religious. That ain't it. That ain't it. Absolutely not. You are godless humans. Heathens, right? Is that how the Bible, I'm not familiar with the Bible. So I don't know exactly how it goes. But Bond, look, Mikey. Look at the treat. Look at the treat. You want the treat? You're gonna figure out how to come up onto your tower? Yeah. Okay. Long apology texts, Bible verses that he has no business sending. None of us are religious, so that confused all of us. He keeps saying she was the only woman he's ever loved and that he made one terrible. No, he made 4 years worth of hundreds of mistakes. That is not even a mistake. That's a purposeful behavior. You know where it is. I showed you. I showed you where it is. It's over here. I also found out something Chloe never told me. In my last update, I said, Chloe told me the only message Emma sent before blocking her was that she was no longer her sister. That wasn't true. Emma later showed me the messages. Before Emma sent that final text, Chloe had blamed her for what happened. Shocker. She told Emma that maybe if she'd paid more attention to her marriage, things would have been different. She also said that if her husband had felt happier at home, he wouldn't have looked somewhere else. Oh my God. Because she wants the man. He's trash. Throw him in the bin. He took himself out. Ugh. He wouldn't have looked somewhere else. Reading those messages made me feel sick. Then when I confronted Chloe, she admitted she'd sent them. You trying to get around that way? You're so funny. Oh my goodness. Yes. Well, now you know where they are. You're going to jump on me? Yeah? Yeah? She admitted she sent them. She said she was very angry, desperate, and trying to make herself feel less guilty. She told me she regretted sending them almost immediately, but then Emma had already blocked her. You want a treat? You want a treat? Yeah, there you go. Okay, he wanted to eat it on the ground very badly. Oh my God. Why would she even send that in the first place? God, she just gets cuntier by the minute. Chloe also told me she's moving to Washington once everything is finalized so she can stay close to her son. But in Florida, they allow divorced families to stay. So I don't know why his father is planning to move there to be closer. What? But in Florida, they allow divorced families to stay. What? I don't know what that means. And Chloe doesn't want to be too far away from her child. Well, at least there's that. I mean, she's less horrific than I expected her to be, I guess. Because I kind of expected she would just want, like, no access to her kid, I guess. She admitted she tried contacting Emma's husband after everything came out, but he never answered any of her messages. She eventually stopped trying. I wonder if his other side piece stopped. Oh, he's making weird noises. What toy did he turn on? I don't even know what toy that is. That's concerning. Anyway, It's making weird noises. Sorry if you could hear that. Anyway, he never answered any of her messages. Eventually, she stopped trying. That's pathetic. That's pathetic. That's pick me energy. She also told me she knows she'll never get back her old life, but hopes moving will give her a chance to start over. I told her that starting over doesn't erase what happened. She agreed. A lot of people asked if I've forgiven Chloe. I haven't. I still love her because she's my daughter, but I don't trust her anymore. And right now we don't have a relationship. Maybe that changes one day. Maybe it doesn't. I honestly don't know. This whole situation has changed our family forever. Emma lost her husband and her sister. Chloe lost her marriage, her relationship with her sister, and most of her family. My sisters lost me because they chose to stay quiet. This will be my last update. I hope one day all of us can find some peace, even if we never become a family again. If I missed out some details, I will respond in the comments. Thanks, Reddit. That's so sad. That's so sad. Teresa said these people have common traits. Yeah. Yes. Yes. The sisters and the sisters and the sister. Yes. Lori is clapping. Oh, probably at the cutting off the sisters. Yeah. Teresa said betrayals are ongoing. Yes. Just like the testing is ongoing. I think we're still waiting for a fourth test from Ms. Owens, aren't we? Leon said, Hellville here is insecure. I'm not insecure. About what? I'm not insecure. I'm good. I know who I am. Teresa said, this would qualify for cutting them off. Disturbing. I'm not sure what's worse. Yeah, that's disgusting. Buffy said, there's no Bible in Hellville. I'm shocked, I tell you. You should be shocked. Leon said, Hellville here is a Muslim. I'm not a Muslim. Nope. Okay. Next story. Share this tab instead. Thank you, Llama, for that trick. My 24 female best friend, 23 female, is doing something I don't agree with in regards to her ex-boyfriend. Do I need to say something to the ex? This is not technically an Am I the Asshole? But we could frame it as, am I the asshole for wanting to say something to her ex because I don't agree with her? I think there are a lot of factors that I would need to make that decision, but I would say right now, maybe you are the asshole for trying to involve yourself unless there's something really like very, very important. It depends on what the behavior is that she's doing regarding her ex-boyfriend. So maybe you need to say something to the ex, but as it stands right now, based on nothing but the title, you would be the asshole. Yeah. Teresa said narcissists have common traits and behavior. Yes. Yes. Okay. The original post, which is from 2017. I have a best friend, Kimberly, that I've known since preschool, inseparable ever since. She's like the sister I never had. You get the picture. Anyways, oh God, sisters, not more sisters. Would I be the asshole? Yeah, would I be the asshole? Oh, is that what it says? No, it doesn't, but yeah, that is another way to ask the question for sure. Would I be the asshole for saying something to the ex? Kimberly has had a few boyfriends over the years, but her first serious one, first love, was Kyle. They met senior year in college. They were nutso crazy about each other. I became friends with Kyle by association. He's a pretty good dude, and I liked him for my friend. They were together for almost 2 years when Kimberly broke up with him. It wasn't over anything scandalous or terrible. It was just basic but insurmountable incompatibility. One wants kids, the other is child-free, and they both have very different sex drives. Yeah. That's a relationship ender. Even though Kimberly initiated the breakup, she was absolutely crushed and devastated. She had wanted to marry Kyle, and he wanted to marry her, but realized it would never work in the long run, and better to end it now than drag it out for years or get married and then get divorced. I agree. I was proud of her, but I hurt right along with her. It was just sad and shitty situation because both of them are good people, just not right for each other. It messed her up bad and took her a very long time to recover from. It actually takes a really brave person to end a relationship that is otherwise good because future goals are completely misaligned. I think the child-free thing, I've been in relationships where someone tried to basically not like convince me to have kids, but like thought that my opinion would change. No, I'm child-free. No. My opinion cannot change and will not change. So anyway, I think a lot of people think that they can convince their child-free partner to change that. And you shouldn't try to have them change that. It's really not right. Just like you wanting kids should be a deal breaker. Them not wanting kids should be a deal breaker, period. And if you talk about it early on and you're both on the same page and you're only saying you're on that page, that's fucked up. And if you are talking about it early on and you're both on the same page and then your page changes, well, you have to tell them. But anyway, I digress. It's my opinion. It's my opinion. Not just the child-free thing, but also the sex drive is a very big issue, obviously. Almost a year later, Kimberly cautiously decided to go on a date with a guy she met at her rock climbing gym. They hit it off, sparks flew, and they have now been dating almost 3 months. I'm very happy for my friend. I haven't met her new boyfriend yet, but he seems very good for her. And it's the first time since the breakup I've seen her truly happy and smiling again, and I thought at long last she was finally over Kyle. Oh, she didn't say how long has passed because I was literally like 3 months. She's over it after 3 months. Can't have been that deep, but all right. I read that wrong. Anyway. Until 3 days ago, we were having a girls' night, drinking wine, watching horrible chick flicks, playing Mario Kart. I wonder what chick flicks. And Mario Kart is a great game, so I approve. And having lots of girl talk. And she mentions after a couple of glasses how even though she's super happy with her new boyfriend, she just can't stop logging into Kyle's Facebook account. Yeah, you have to tell him. You have to. I mean, he has poor cybersecurity hygiene, obviously, but you have to tell him. Yes, you have to tell him. Tell him to not say anything. Just if she asks if he changed his password, tell him to say, oh, hey, I was forced to change it, or I couldn't remember it, so I had to change it or something. So anyways, I was like, what are you talking about? Kimberly says she still has Kyle's Facebook password and that she's been logging into his Facebook. I can't remember if they blocked each other or just unfriended each other after the breakup for a year, sometimes to see what he's up to. I immediately told her what she's doing is super shady and creepy for one, and two is kind of disloyal to her current boyfriend. True. Kimberly got kind of defensive and said she didn't agree, that it's harmless, and that she just wanted to see what's going on with Kyle sometimes without having to talk to him directly. Nope. This means you're not over him. This means you're not over him. You are still in it. Yeah. Got to be a full cutoff. And then maybe you can be friends or something, but you cannot just keep tabs like that. I don't think that's right. Anyway, that's my opinion. I have a strong opinion. That's okay. Anyway, I think that this is a red flag. This is a red flag. Danger. She said in the beginning she was logging in way too much, almost daily, but over time she was slowly scaled back. And even ever since she met her boyfriend, she only logs in a few times a month. You're like an addict for information about him. I told her it's still wrong and she needs to stop it now. How would she feel if her boyfriend was logging into his ex's social media? How would she feel if Kyle was logging into hers? She got so flippant and said she wouldn't care. And speaking of which, why did I care so much? Maybe I should mind my own business. So she's saying she wouldn't care, but I bet you she would. I think she would care. Absolutely. I think she would. Night was kind of ruined after that. And because Kimberly had been drinking, I told her she could crash on my couch, but I was going to bed. She left in the morning. So here it is, 3 days later, and I'm wondering what to do. I'm actually still friends with Kyle on Facebook, and I've been thinking of sending him a PM saying something about this. I haven't really figured out the right words, though. On the other hand, I feel disloyal to Kimberly for going behind her back and talking to her ex and ratting her out. I think I would tell him to wait a couple of weeks or wait a few weeks. That way she forgets that conversation happened. Wait a few weeks, then change your password. This way I don't get in trouble for it. Because yes, it is a level of disloyalty, but she is showing disloyalty and also lack of character here. Yeah. Where was I? I've been thinking of sending him a PM. Haven't figured out the right words. On the other hand, I feel disloyal to Kimberly for going behind her back and talking to her ex and ratting her out. Plus, I'm worried that Kyle will rat me out to Kimberly and our friendship will be jeopardized. It's the last thing I want. Or that Kyle will be weirded out by me or not believe me. I don't see why he wouldn't believe you or be weirded out by you. I'm sure he would be thankful that you told him. We haven't really talked since the breakup, just the occasional like on some of each other's statuses and pics. I'm wondering if this is really even any of my business and if I should just stay out of it altogether and that I'm completely out of line to say anything. What do you guys think? Would she be the asshole if she told the ex about this? So far, Teresa said, it's good they discussed it. Yeah, the kids thing, absolutely. Leon said, if Hellville here made it famous, would she still play the character? What character? Myself? What character? I'll wait. Anyway, this is just who I am. Teresa's met me in person. She could confirm. Bruce has met me in person. He could confirm. Lauren Knighty has met me in person. She could confirm. Yeah. Megan Fox, Dave Neal, they've all met me in person. They could confirm I am me. I am me. Anyway, Leon said, I feel like a stalker. I just enjoy listening to crazy Americans. It's kind of a kink. Don't worry, Ameritwats. That's rude. You don't stand a chance. Okay. Was anyone begging? Fascinating creatures. Oh, okay. Humans. But anyway, Teresa said, we Americans find our craziest ones in Florida. Yeah, and that is where that crazy sister cheating story happened. So not surprised. Not surprised. Leon said the internet was made for Florida. Yeah, so true. Lori said, no, like you wouldn't be the asshole for telling the ex. I think you wouldn't be the asshole for telling the ex, personally. Teresa disagrees. She says, I don't think she should. Okay. Yeah, I mean, she could get in trouble with her friend, and it is a level of disloyalty, but I don't know. It's also unhealthy for her friend. So, I don't know. But, you know, we are all allowed to have our own opinions. We don't all have to be in alignment, and that's okay. So, yeah, we think differently. That's all right. Wanda's staring at me. Yes. Can I help you? He's like tapping his tail. Oh my God. Teresa said, what you see here is what you get in person with Hellville. Thank you. Exactly. I just am. I can't put on an act. I can't lie. It's just not who I am. I could lie, but like, I don't like to, and I don't do it very frequently, only if it's something that is going to help a situation. I would never lie in a malicious manner. But anyway, that's just how I roll. Leon said, take the glasses off. Nope. Nope. There's a lot of lights on to try to hide my quadruple chins. And I'm very photosensitive. So no. Also, I get migraines. Also, I don't want to. I'm a fiery bitch. So, Teresa said if they are friends, I would. Well, if they're best friends, you wouldn't. It is hard. I get that. It is hard. But like I said, I would tell him and then I would just say, can you wait a little while? Like wait a couple of weeks or something, or a few weeks, and then change your password. And then if she reaches out or asks, just like say, yeah, Facebook made me change my password because I've had, why are you asking if I changed my password? What do you mean? You know what I mean? Play dumb. Play dumb. But anyway, that's a lie I would tell. But anyways, yeah, it's like asking for some dishonesty to hide your honesty, I guess, but I don't know. I don't know if I could just keep that secret in good conscience. Maybe I would encourage her to tell him or to remove the remembered password from my history or something. But a guy said, thoughts on Boogie 2988. I found him on Reddit. Funny guy. I don't know that guy. I'll look him up after the stream though. I'll look him up later. Teresa said, but there's still other ways to get him to have the info. So how would you do it? Would you like tell one of his friends, like a friend tell the friend to tell, you know, her friend tell his friend to tell his friend? I don't know. How would you do it? I don't think you would be the asshole to get the information to him. It's just a matter of like, how would you get it to him? But yeah. I would feel really uncomfortable with that information just not getting to him at all, in my opinion. So I would think not the asshole. Teresa thinks you would be the asshole to tell him, I guess, directly. Lori, I think, said no, like don't tell him. Anyway, comments. If you message him, it's very likely she could intercept the message or delete it. True. And then things would be fucked between you guys anyway. If I were you, I'd sit her down and try again while you're both sober to convince her that what she's doing is wrong and that she should stop. Yeah, I agree. Teresa says, yeah, make her tell him. Yeah. Maybe even the kind of threat, like if you don't tell him, I will, you know, might work. You have until this time on this day, you know, but while you're both sober to convince her that what she's doing is wrong and she should stop. Beyond that, there's nothing else you can do besides consider that your friend is actually a shitty person and reevaluate the friendship. I wouldn't go that far. You've known her since preschool. Teresa said probably his friend. There's always a way. Yeah. Because his friend could text him instead of sending it on Facebook where she obviously has access. Yes, there is always a way. I agree. Lori said, not the asshole. Okay. Yeah. Same. So we are all a fan of getting this information to him. We're just communicating about how. How would we do it? Okay. OOP said, that's true. I didn't think about it like that. I think I still have his number somewhere. It's just buried deep since we don't talk anymore. I'll see if he's in my contacts or on WhatsApp. I think I will. Both of us have been drinking and emotions were a bit high. I probably could have used more tact in my approach. I kind of just blurted out that what I was thinking and may have come across as harsh and judgmental, which probably isn't productive. I'll shoot her a text and try to have her over for coffee instead of wine and talk about it. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And another commenter said, just give Kyle a heads up to log out of all his sessions and to change his password anonymously or not. And yeah, you really should consider being friends with this girl. I mean, this is a huge invasion of privacy. Your friend has serious issues. What she's doing isn't fair towards Kyle nor towards her current boyfriend. I don't agree about ending the friendship or reconsidering the friendship. I think that's going too far. OOP said, while I agree with almost everything you said, I'm not going to stop being friends with her and end a 20+ year friendship because of this one thing. She's like my sister. She probably needs help not being ghosted. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. That's going too far. Now, if there are a lot of other personality tendencies that are problematic, well, then I might consider it, but that's too much for this one thing. That's too much. Air Aqua said, people judge you for the friends you keep, and what your friend is doing is extremely fucked up. I mean, you've seen how she reacted to you calling her gently out on it. If she can't see that she's clearly in the wrong, what are you going to do? Just ignore it? And OOP said, yeah, she's been an awesome person for the time I've known her. I can't get into all the wonderful things she's done for me and others because that's not what the post is about. I don't disagree that what she's doing is wrong, but she didn't kill his dog. I actually have hope for her because she got defensive. That means she knows she's in the wrong. That's true. If she was totally apathetic, then I'd be worried. Fair point. And I don't know what I'm going to do. That's why I wrote the post. At this juncture, I'm not sure it's my business to do anything except try to talk to her again. Thanks for your advice, but I'm not ending a friendship with someone who is basically my family for one bad thing they did. If you could throw away a 20-year friendship for that, well, that's on you, but I'm not. Thanks. I agree with all of that. I'm going to skip any further comments. It's too much. Update. 2 days later. Even though my post didn't get a lot of attention, I wanted to post an update for the curious and for those who are kind enough to share their opinion. So I decided I was going to talk to Kimberly first, sober, before I did anything. I did actually end up finding Kyle's number as a last resort backup in case Kimberly decided there was no way she'd stop. So Kimberly and I had not talked much since the incident, very awkward and stiff. So I texted her, hey girl, I miss you. I got this awesome new coffee and creamer flavor. You've got to come over and try it. That's cute. She jumped on it and I had her over. Once we got settled with our coffee, I took the plunge and started by apologizing for coming across as abrupt and judgmental the last time we talked. She seemed really embarrassed and said and sad and apologized for getting an attitude with me. But I also said, with that being said, while I'm sorry about the tone I took, I wasn't sorry about saying what I said. She was just really quiet and looking at the floor. I told her I loved her to pieces and wanted what was best for her, and that good friends don't enable. They call each other out if they're doing something wrong, and that's what she was doing. It was really messed up. And I was going to give her one chance, just one, to put a stop to it. So if she did not message Kyle telling him to change his passwords, I would do it for her. Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying. At first, she got really upset with me and started to get angry and rage, but I told her there was a reason she told me her secret, because deep down she knows what she's doing is wrong. And I think she was asking for help, but didn't know how because she can't stop. Yeah, you're probably showing her a mirror into herself that she can't see for herself. So I think that's really interesting. You're like reflecting her fault back on her with like really kind words, and a safe space for her to be her and whatnot. I think that's a very good approach. She just starts crying and crying and crying. She said she was so sick of pining for Kyle. She was still in love with him. Knew it. I said that. That's the first thing I said, guys. She was still in love with him. She couldn't stop thinking about him, wishing for him, even though she knew that they were not meant to be. She just wanted to stop having these feelings, that her boyfriend helped numb the pain a bit or distracted her for it, but it always came back. She needs to break up with him. And she logged in just to be near him again, to see if he's happy, if he missed her at all, etc. She knew it was really bad, but I was right and she couldn't stop. I just let her cry it out. Then I told her she wanted to make an anonymous account or text him from an anonymous number. She could, or if she wanted to take care of it altogether, I would. She said no. She was mortified and felt horrible, but she wanted to. But if I could please help her and be with her as she did it. Okay, so you can witness it happening, so then you don't have to worry about it. That's good.
So she sent Kyle the following message, helped worded by me. Hey, Kyle, sorry to bother you. I just realized I haven't really updated our passwords to our social media stuff since last year, and I thought it might be a good idea to change them for myself and that you might want to as well. That's a very, yeah, not telling him what you're doing, but making him aware that he should change his passwords. Yeah, that is a very, very well put, very mature. These are like early 20s girls too. That is very mature. Very well worded, very well worded. Basically, so she didn't have to come right out and say it, but Kyle would have to be a moron to not pick up on what she was really trying to say. He texted back within 20 minutes. Hey there, duly noted. Thanks for the heads up. Then I told her to delete the text and block the number. I took her out shopping, and while walking, I said there is no shame in seeing a therapist to help her with her grief and could give her the start to the relief she wants from hurting over Kyle. And I offered to help her schedule an appointment. Yeah, she does need to see someone. And yeah, making her block the number, I also very much agree. Like I was saying earlier, unless you have a full clean cut, you really can't move past those feelings because they're in your life, so you don't have to kind of, even if it's just as simple as like stalking social media. So Narian X has my socials. Long story short, we found a sliding scale therapist. Oh, interesting. Through our alma mater, and she has an appointment next week. That night, just to see if Kyle got the hint, I sat with her as she attempted to log into his account to see if he took the hint. The password didn't work. She cried but said it was for the best and thanked me for helping her. Good, good, good. Anyways, that's pretty much sums it up. I'm going to be there for my friend and be a sounding board and support her as she starts to really process her grief. I'm really happy that we both solved the Facebook crap, and she has an appointment with a professional to help get a start on things. Yeah, this is a very, very good conclusion in my opinion. Per my advice, she's going to take things one day at a time with the new boyfriend and just enjoy him in the moment she has with him. I think that I would break up with him. You're dragging this poor guy along when you're still in love with someone else. That is so not right for him, for his sake. Like morally speaking, that is not right. And maybe you could, when you are truly over it, meet him again. But I wouldn't. No, it's not fair to him. Even if she finds herself using him as purely a coping mechanism, that's a problem. Becoming codependent, or she assesses in 2 to 3 months and doesn't feel in love with him, or she's not over Kyle, she will let him go and give herself the time being single, trying a new hobby, and keeping up with her therapist. That's fucked up. I don't like that. I like the whole rest of the conclusion. I don't like that. Dump him. It's not fair to him at all, in my opinion. What do you guys think? Leon said, I just put my head at the same time as you. That's it. Stalker locked in. India loves me. But you're in Jersey. What do you mean India loves me? Teresa said, stealth is the way. LOL. Yes. Leon said, rupees coming your way, princess. Teresa said, you would start looking for other signs and see if she needs a sit-down convo, if so. Yeah. And Teresa said, and stay off Facebook to get out of the habit for a while. Yeah, I would agree. I think a social media diet is a very good idea. Okay, so all in all, that worked out well. She wasn't the asshole for telling him, but she ended up being the biggest help to her friend that she possibly could have been. So that was a very good conclusion, in my opinion. Moving on. Am I the asshole for telling my daughter I will help her out with her next wedding? If you've gotten to a point where you're saying that to your daughter, I'm already going to say not the asshole. Either she's being a bridezilla or he's a horrible human. What do you guys think? Teresa says about the last story, honesty is the best policy. Fresh start after therapy. Yeah. I still think though, like dump the boyfriend because it's really not right to drag him along, or even as this Redditor who seems to have like a pretty good moral compass overall. I think it's really immoral to advise her to string the guy along. I don't like that. So it's a little surprising because otherwise this person is very mature and seems to have a very good head on their shoulders, but I don't really appreciate the use, if she wants to use her boyfriend as all these things. I think that's so fucked up. Why is it that every time I stream, and my computer's on all the time, why is it that every single time I stream, I get an Adobe Acrobat or an Adobe, some sort of an Adobe message, pop up, whatever. It's so annoying. Anyway. Every single time. I think it's been every single time, except the last time because it was a relatively short stream. Okay. So what does everyone think from the title? I think you're probably not the asshole. Teresa said next wedding, as in the second one. Yeah. Like the wedding that you're currently going to have. I'm not going to help you with that, but I'll help you with the next one when you divorce this person. Yes, that's what that means. In my opinion, based on the title alone, with no context. So my opinion is you're probably not the asshole, but let's read. Okay, so this was posted in 2022. Lori said could be. Yeah, it's a little bit of a maybe. I think it depends on the circumstances for sure. So this was posted in 2022. My male 57, daughter 32, has been divorced thrice already. Oh, this is just predicting future behavior based on past behavior. That's just following a pattern. No, I don't think you're wrong for that. You've already probably helped her through 3 freaking weddings. So no, I don't think you're the asshole. Just based on this first sentence alone. She got married at 25 to the love of her life. I have her $15,000. I gave her, they meant to type, I'm sure, $15,000 as help for the wedding. Marriage lasted 3 years. Okay, 28. Then she got divorced. She married the love of her life when she was 30. Wait, she's 32 now. How is she? I gave her $5,000 for a much smaller, more intimate wedding. Marriage lasted 1 year. 31. Okay. She married the guy that got her pregnant while she was married to number 2. Oh no, she's a bad person. They divorced before my grandson was 1. So how is she 32? The math isn't mathing exactly. She has met the love of her life, as she always says, and needs money for the wedding. I said I would help her with the next one. Now she's crying to her mother, calling me an asshole for not believing in her future. Why? You have no reason to believe her in her future. What makes you think that? I'm 5'6", Leon. I'm curious how you can figure someone's height from watching them on YouTube. Anyway, I have managed to stay married for 33 years. It's not that difficult. My wife wants me to make peace by giving her some money, but I think it's a waste. I agree. Your call. Am I the asshole for my bad attitude towards my daughter's relationship? No, I don't think so. Teresa said, that's what I meant by next as in second, but LOL. That's number 4. Yep. Edit. I'm not trying to change anyone's mind here. I feel that I insulted people when I said it's not that difficult, so I feel like I should explain what I meant. I met my wife when she was married to a guy I worked with. He passed away in an industrial accident. Oh my gosh. I saw it happen. Oh my God. I saw it happen. After the funeral, we became friends. 3 years later, we realized we cared for each other, so we started dating. We have had our ups and downs, and we have gone for counseling when we went through a really rough patch. We work hard at being there for each other. My wife is beautiful and probably had many opportunities to be unfaithful, but chose to stay with me and work on our marriage. I saw all the young guys my age having fun and partying when I was using my wages to pay for my son's medical bills and such. I also chose to stay and work on my marriage. I don't remember who said it, but it applies in marriage as well. In war, everything is simple, but even the simplest things are difficult. Very well said. Oh my goodness. Lori said, I'm starting to believe Leon is a bot. You're going to have to change your username, Leon, to bot Leon from Jersey or whatever. Oh my God. Leon bot. Yeah. Anyway, that's a very poignant quote, actually. I like that a lot. Verdict, not the asshole. Everyone agreed. Everyone agreed. Relevant comments. Your daughter's marriage success seems to be in direct proportion to the amount that you contribute to her weddings. Where 1 year equals 5,000, if I'm right, for the next marriage, as long as for her next marriage to last as long as your own, you need to invest 165,000. That's funny. That's some good math, or maths, depending on where you are in the world. I think your daughter likes the idea of a way more than they married, not the asshole. Very possible. Update. So this is 7 months later, 7-ish months later. Leon confirming, for fuck's sake, Lori Jane, I am a bot. Yes. My daughter has been married 3 times. I love her, but she just has terrible taste in men. Okay, so there's that too. She's a smart girl, university, educated, good career. Then she turned 25 and decided that crappy relationships were the way to go. Oh, God. I was rude the last time she asked me for help with her wedding. I was maybe a little salty because my wife and I are supposed to be retired and enjoying life, and instead we're raising my grandson while my daughter looks for her soulmate. No, 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 no. Oh, you are enabling this bullshit. You are enabling it. Let her parent. She can find a husband when she is capable of doing that. She has tried 4 times now. Thank God she did not marry the last clown. Oh, good. She has, however, found a new guy. Oh my God. The love of her life. And she came to me because I said I would pay for the next one. Oh, good grief. It's been 7 months. Teresa said every other leap year from now on. Okay. That is crazy. She's now furious with me for tricking her into thinking she could have a nice wedding again. If you can't pay for it, you can't have it. It is nice to receive a gift from someone, but you shouldn't expect it. That is what a gift is, okay? It is not a promise. Anyway, I think you helping her with the next one is basically telling her you shouldn't do this. That is helping her. I'm not going to support you doing this. That is help. That is help. If you use the words, I will help you with the next one. Did she break up with the last guy because like you wouldn't help with the wedding? I'm just done. I want her to meet a good man and settle down. She does not need to marry everyone she falls in love with, in my opinion. Actually, what she should do is forget guys and become a good mother to my grandson. That you are not a parent to this child. The parent should be parenting the child. Okay. Anyway, Teresa said the story has taken a worse twist. Yeah. I don't understand this person. Divorce is hard. Why would you put yourself in that position over and over and over again? This person actually meets the definition of insanity, which is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. The dad is saying, I'm not going to be insane. You can be insane on your own without my financial help. But I'm not going to be insane. So no more for you. No more for you. Okay. Next one. Neighbors who use you for free childcare. I'm assuming this person wants to opt out of providing any more childcare for their neighbors. And to that, I say, you are not the asshole. I don't like children. I would not care for a neighbor's child. It is not your responsibility, period. End of story. I don't know why everyone thinks that everyone should raise their children. You chose to procreate. I don't have to raise your child. You have to raise your child. That is your choice. You choose your choice. Okay. This was posted in August 2025, so like almost exactly a year ago. Fun. Okay. Our new neighbors moved in this past winter, so we've known them for maybe 3 months. That doesn't make sense. Winter is more than 3 months from August. The math is not mathing. But anyway, I digress. Okay. We've known them maybe 3 months. At first, everything was great. Maybe they've known them 3 months until the child stuff started. They seemed friendly, and our kids, along with the other neighborhood kids, got along well. Our neighborhood has this informal setup where the kids yard hop and we all take turns supervising. It's been a really fun communal vibe until recently. The dynamic completely changed when the wife returned to work from maternity leave. It became immediately clear that the husband cannot handle both of their kids on his own, especially the older kid, age 4. Everyone hydrate. Here's what keeps happening. Within minutes of getting home, he finds whatever neighbor child is outside and dumps his 4-year-old with them. No heads up, no check-in with the adult at home, no offer to return shortly or hang around. He'll say something vague like, I need to check on the baby, and then just disappear for 1 to 2 hours. No. Hire a nanny. Hire a nanny. Or a babysitter. No. This child is your responsibility, not everyone else's. I'm not exaggerating. He literally opened my closed backyard gate. Oh, fuck no. Abso-fucking-lutely not. No. If someone did that, I would literally just call CPS. I would call the cops. Be like, someone abandoned their child in my backyard. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Walked past me on the porch without saying a single word, leaving me to supervise without ever asking if that's okay. My problem with this is that their child isn't self-sufficient like the other neighborhood kids. Your problem doesn't even have to be that. You could have any kind of problem with that you want. No. You can have a problem with the unfair labor. It is not your job. It is not your job. And you're allowed to have alone playtime with your kid too, without having to watch other kids. Opening your closed gate, get a lock on that gate, babe. Get a lock on that gate. Absolutely not. The child is not self-sufficient. They still need help using the bathroom, getting dressed, eating snacks, riding a bike, etc. I don't mind helping kids in general, but helping someone else's 4-year-old with personal care like bathroom use or dressing, that crosses a line in my opinion. Mine too. I agree. Still, the dad acts like I'm just expected to do it. He's told his child to go inside my house to get a snack or use the bathroom, saying, I'll help, again, without asking. I've started telling them to go find their dad if they need these things. I can be passive aggressive too, dude. You're gonna out asshole each other. Love it. I love it. Ah! Watch it burn. I love it. Okay. Yeah. That's not even the half of it. The parents regularly invite themselves over. Nope. They help themselves to our food and drinks. They're just entitled people. They're entitled and they have no consideration. That's the issue. They help themselves to food and drinks from our patio during our family pool nights. Fridays are kind of our thing with pizza and swimming. No. I've explained multiple times that it's a potluck style situation and everyone brings something, but they continue to show up empty handed and eat whatever's available. I would put a lock on the gate and give the combination only to the other neighbors. You have lost your privileges, period. That's what I would do. I'm passive aggressive too. I can be aggressive or passive aggressive, either which way. I will get my way. I will get the job done. Absolutely not. Nope. Even if the kid thing wasn't a thing, if I had regular hangouts in my backyard at my pool and it was a potluck style thing and someone kept coming and not bringing anything, I would still lock them out. I don't care. It can make it uncomfortable in the neighborhood, but at the same time, I'm sure all the other parents are annoyed too. Hopefully we're going to get that information soon. Anyways, they continue to show up empty-handed and eat whatever's available. And the pool situation, every single time we swim, they send their child over in a swimsuit. No asking, no checking if it's okay. They just open the gate and in their child comes. No. We've sent them back to get an adult. But when the dad finally does show up, he plops on a deck chair, stares at his phone, and still doesn't watch. Meanwhile, their child needs constant assistance in the pool, which makes it impossible for us to properly supervise our own slightly older, but still non-touching the ground, I'm sure, kids. Our kids can swim without floaties and need close supervision as well. But their kid is hanging all over us and demanding our undivided attention the entire... No, lock them out. No more. Nope. No more privileges. Absolutely not. We've tried setting firm limits, like saying no swimming today when we're hosting a family-only event. Their child throws a huge meltdown because they always get what they want. And suddenly we're the villains for not letting someone else's kid crash our pool party. Absolutely not. Nope. I'm exhausted. I didn't sign up to be their free babysitter, lifeguard, snack provider, and summer camp coordinator. You're being their additional parent, and you're not. That's the thing. My subtle boundary setting has been completely ignored. I've tried being polite, but it's not working. I don't want to cause drama or burn bridges. They're going to be here long term, and our kids will likely go to school together. But I now hide inside when they're outside because I just can't deal with them anymore. And my summer is being tainted because they have no boundaries. Has anyone else dealt with this? How do I set stronger boundaries without creating a huge neighborhood feud? Are the other neighbors also getting taken advantage of, or is it just you? Because if it's just you, put a fucking lock on it. Put a lock on it, show up to everyone else's house, continue socializing normally, and then see if that parent continues to do that with the other neighbors. And then everyone else will hate them too, and then it won't create a feud. Those people will move. They'll move. They'll move because they will feel so uncomfortable and they won't have free extra parents anymore. Leon says Hellville is high maintenance. Not really. I'm not high maintenance. Overall, I'm not high maintenance. I'm a little extra, which is not the same as high maintenance. Anyway, don't get me wrong. I like listening to her sheltered nonsense. I'm not that sheltered either. I wonder if she's ever taken drugs, non-prescription. I mean, I've smoked a decent amount of weed back before it was legal, technically. I think the statute of limitations is up, so I think I'm good saying that. Yeah, no, you got to set a physical boundary. Maybe put up an electric fence. Don't do that. That's terrible advice. But do put a lock on your gate and do lock your door. They shouldn't be going into your house, period. But do put a lock on your gate. Absolutely. Lock these assholes out. That's my opinion. What does everyone else think? Is everyone else in agreement with me, or you're just, you like kids and you don't mind people dumping their parenting responsibilities on you all the time? Maybe. Anyway, comments. Glittering set. Oh, I like that. Is that like set like nails? Talk to the wife. Does she know her husband is dumping the 4-year-old on you? Ooh, good point. OOP says, I doubt it. She works 12-hour shifts and is exhausted when she gets home. I don't see much of her until the weekend. I don't know how to approach it. Tell her. Pull her aside. Tell her. Knit Sanity, that's a cute one, said, I'm sorry, but this whole situation hinges completely and utterly on you. You need to say no. You need to take the kid back to dad every time. You need to put a lock on your gate. Same. Yep. You are old enough to have a house and children. Use your words. Do you really care if the moochers are mad at you? Are any of the other neighbors tired of being used? The wandering in on Friday empty-handed? No way. Yeah, same. OOP said, we've talked to a few other neighbors and they are annoyed. He disappears for hours and the kid is at their house and need all this extra attention. Yeah. I think the kid is extra needy because they're not getting the attention they need from their parents. Leon said, just me. I don't know to what. Lori said, no way this is happening at my house. Same. Absolutely. Absolutely not. Captain Ad says, I would just speak to them, ask that they stay with their children. It's not working. I don't think that's working with this asshole. He's a particular breed of asshole that you have to say, you're not allowed in either. This family is not allowed in my home anymore. You're banned. That's it. No more parents. You throw a party at your house, and I don't mean a potluck, I mean a whole party. You throw a party at your house, and then maybe you can regain privileges, but you have to throw a party at your house every week for like several months to make up for all the food you mooch. Anyway, they don't have the pool issues because we're the only one with the pool. That doesn't mean it's a neighborhood pool, though. It's your pool. It's also a liability issue for both your kids and these kids. It's a liability issue. If that kid drowns because you're paying attention to your kid who needs your assistance in the pool, that you could be in trouble for that, liability-wise. Don't let this keep happening. Put a lock on your gate. I've started saying no. Thought I made that clear in my post, but thank you for your very kind words. See, that's what I mean. Saying no doesn't work with this particular breed of asshole. This went on for about a month until I started to shut it down, but it isn't his kids' fault, and they shouldn't be shunned or not able to play because their dad can't be a parent for a few hours after work. I'm not cool with punishing a kid for their parents' choices, so when they need help, I send them to their dad, period. No. It's punishing the dad because the dad has to be a dad. It's not punishing the kid. It's too bad because the kid is also learning to be entitled. You're teaching the kid that they can be entitled. And every time you say no, they have a meltdown. They're already learning to be entitled. That's why they're having meltdowns. And also, you've probably been their main parent for the last several months. It doesn't sound like they're getting any parenting from their actual parents. So there's that. But yes, talk to the wife. I like that idea a lot. In response to a longer comment, LOL, my parents said to lock the gate too. It's wrought iron, so I'd have to get a padlock for it. Not against the idea, but I don't know if I'm ready for that level of petty, but I'm here for it in the future. No, you need to physically lock them out so that they can only enter when you want them to. So yes, you need a lock. Love how you worded the feedback for the parents, putting it in my back pocket for sure. I don't have their email address. Maybe some sort of like work review or something, parenting review, like a work review. Putting that in my back pocket for sure. I don't have all their email, but I guess I could text the wife that. I want it to seem natural and not out of the blue, so I'm waiting for the next time we swim, which will probably be later today or tomorrow. OOP adds, we have the backyard camera and lock is on the pool at all times. Yeah, so then don't let that kid in the pool. Don't let them on your property, but don't let them in the pool where they live. We 100% live in the Midwest. We grew up around here, and the neighborhood dynamic yard hopping is what kids do. It's wild to me that people are appalled by this because this is the norm where I'm from. And that's fine, but maybe back in your day, the parents weren't quite as entitled and raising entitled children. Leon says, Catwoman speaks again. Yeah. I haven't stopped speaking. Mini update the next day. They fucked off this weekend. Thank goodness. We've been swimming all day. I'm looking forward to them coming home and me telling them it's a family day and they can't. It's my new answer every time now. Also considering a privacy fence for next summer. Yes, yes, yes. Put that in. Put that in. Do it now, not next summer. Do it now. Mini update, 19 days from the original post. Not much really. The neighbor husband finally upset my husband enough to cut the relationship ties. Ooh, that's a whole other long story. We're cordial with them, but every time they ask to swim, our answer is either not today or we invite family over and say it wouldn't be appropriate for them to crash. The past few weeks, we've either been out of town or they have, so we haven't had much chance to confront anyone. I don't think it's necessary at this point, to be honest. They seem to have gotten the message since they royally pissed my husband off and have backed off a lot since. Well, that's good. Your husband has boundaries. You don't. I was supposed to have a play date with just the wife and was planning on talking to her, but then she canceled last minute and we haven't rescheduled, maybe because the husband's had a falling out. She canceled. The play date was her idea. I was confused as to why a scheduled play date was necessary when my kids are always outside and she can just send her kid out to play too, but whatever. Oh, I thought it was between just you and the wife, like go out for wine or something. So unfortunately, no drama yet. We always have a bit of showing. We always have a bit of a showing for Halloween in our neighborhood, and my family basically tailgates in our garage as we pass out candy. I'm interested to see if they try to crash it, which the answer will be no. Hopefully my RBF. Resting bitch face. Got it. And sometimes I get there eventually, guys. I get there eventually. Hopefully my resting bitch face and our lack of being overly friendly gives them a fuck off vibe by then. Knowing her, she'll passive aggressively text me if something is wrong before then. And this time I won't hold back. Oh, so there is passive aggressive texting between the women. Interesting. Okay. Stay tuned. I'll update if anything happens. Well, I guess 2 months later, something happened. October 10th. Leon says this is an exciting convo. Yeah, dude, I'm here for the tea. Okay. I am so interested in this whole neighborhood situation. Okay. So, no dramatic update, unfortunately. We stopped. Okay. And there's a very recent update. Okay. This is what I'm waiting for. Okay. Everyone hold your horses. It's coming. It's coming. We're going to get the tea. We're going to get all the tea. No dramatic update, unfortunately. We stopped having them over and told them no when they asked to swim. I'd send their kid back if they asked for help with something or needed anything. The message seemed to be received that we were done with their bullshit and were basically ignored each other for months. They barely came outside during that period of time, so it wasn't like we went out of our way to ignore them. We'd wave, but that's it. Yeah, so I have a feeling the other neighborhood people are becoming pissed too, and those people are going to move. They're going to move. I feel like it. They're going to move. I just had my first cordial conversation with them over the weekend, actually. I hadn't spoken more than a hello to them since August prior to that. With our pool now closed, my point of contention with them has been eased, but it took time for me to even be friendly towards them again. The wife got a new job where she's home earlier, so that helped with the dad problem. They are definitely people that use others to their own advantage, and I see that now. I won't be sucked into that again next summer. Yes. Lori says cat fight incoming. Yeah, but also asshole fight between the husbands. It's got to be a couple duel. It's got to be a duel, right? Right, Bond? Yeah. He's tired and staring at me. Yes, he's so cute. Okay. Leon asks, have you ever seen a castle? Yes, I've seen many, actually. I've seen many castles. Versailles is so pretty. Oh, love it. Anyway, I've traveled a lot more than most other Americans, I would say. But not as much as I would like. Anyway, Lori says, sounds like the child still comes over. Probably not anymore. I'm sure the child has learned at this point. Trial and error, right? Leon said, you bring the drama. Yeah, I can. I can for sure. And who wants to read boring Reddit posts? He's back. He's back. He's desperately trying to escape, but he's back. Do you have anything to say for yourself? Do you? Do you have anything to say for yourself before we get into the final update and the drama? Are you sleepy? Yes, you're very sleepy. Or do you need sunglasses too? Are the lights too bright? Or are you saying I love you with your slow blink to the stream? Okay. Here you go. Have your treats. Oh, Lori, that's fun. Okay, Lori lives in a castle. That is so cool. Can I come over for like a hangout? Like you can have wine in the castle? I've only ever gotten to see the castles and, you know, set up historically, like museums and all that fun stuff. Yeah, Leon says show and tell. Yeah. Can we have a castle tour? Lori said, I listened to Charlotte's post for today. It was good. Yeah, I can't wait. I actually have that one queued up for once I'm done streaming here. So can't wait for some Charlotte. Oh God, I love that girl. She is so funny. I feel like we would be friends. But yeah, so on to the update. Oh, you want to show your face again? Yeah? Yes, you're so cute. Do you think you're in trouble? Why would you think you're in trouble? You beautiful specimen of a kitty. Lori said, I was always raised, your home is your castle. Oh, so is it a house or a castle? or a palace, if that suits your language better. Or is your castle house? Your castle is your house. Anyway, on to the update, the big update. Just a little bit under a year from the previous original post. Do you want to mess with the flame? The cat of Hellville? Messing with the flame of Hellville? Yes. Oh my goodness. Oh, your house. Okay, so it's not like a castle. It's not like some European delight of or a Taj Mahal or whatever. Any of that stuff. So, oh my God, he's on the desk in front. Okay. He's not allowed on my desk ever. But as long as he keeps all four paws on the desk, then maybe. Okay. You're sniffing my water. The update. It's been a year and I'm happy to say the neighbors finally got the hint. Kind of. It took some time and subtle fuck off vibes. There you go. Some subtle fuck off vibes. Very fair. It all really came to a head in October. Halloween specifically. As predicted. Halloween is always a big event at our house. What are you trying to eat? Oh, it's the treats. It's the bag o' treats. Okay. Good grief. Ooh, maybe if I put it in the drawer, he'll be distracted. And close the drawer. Okay. Sorry, babes. That's all you get. You're not going to get fat on my watch. Oh, Leon said Jersey, Channel Islands. Yes, that's where you're from. And Lori said my baby is a rag doll. Oh, cute. I love them. Okay, it all came to a head at Halloween. Halloween is always a big event at our house, as you said. Halloween is a big event for me too. I get it. My family comes over to pass out candy and cousins join us for trick-or-treating. So there's always a lot of people, food, and chaos. I love it. The chaos! The neighbors came over completely uninvited. Shocker. Shock of all shocks, of course. Oh, Lori, you're in Alabama. Fun. Okay. Roll Tide or the other way? I know there's like a, what is it? Auburn versus Alabama is one of them is Roll Tide and the other one's not. I don't know. Anyway, am I sharing the right screen? Oh my God, this whole time I'm sharing the wrong screen. That's ridiculous. Sorry, no one told me. Hey, bitch, change the screen. Sorry, guys. Oh, you little angel over here. He's so cute. You can see his tail in the background. So funny. Okay, yes, I guessed right. Roll Tide, roll. I remember Hannah Brown on The Bachelor was always like, roll Tide after every toast. It was cute. So, okay, the neighbors came over completely uninvited. My husband said his kid wanted to say hi. Oh, the husband, the asshole husband, said the kid wanted to say hi. Fine, whatever. I turned around and caught him helping himself to the pizza on our food table, feeding not only his kid, but himself. I was already in a terrible mood for unrelated reasons, so I sarcastically said, make yourself at home, why don't you? He left shortly after. Yeah, he should feel fucking embarrassed. He should feel embarrassed. But then the wife wandered over and started eating our food too. It's a whole family tradition. A whole family tradition. That was it. I was done. You show up to a family gathering you weren't invited to and then start eating someone else's food. Who does that? Fast forward to early May. Well, I mean, that wasn't really like all ahead. She said it all came to a head. Now you have something to say? Excuse me. I need to cut his nails. He needs a manicure. He can't behave. He keeps trying to eat my flags, man. I need those. Don't eat my flags. Okay. Okay, so May. After months of zero contact and absolutely no effort on our part to be friendly, I was in the backyard alone with my kids. My husband's hobby keeps him away most Sunday afternoons. Fair enough. And my neighbors know that. The kids were playing while I was doing work-related things on my laptop at the patio table. Our yards are separated by 4-foot fences because of city ordinances, so I could see the rude neighbors in their yard as well. I loudly reminded my kids they needed to stay in our yard because I had to get dinner started soon and wanted to keep an eye on them. Not even 2 minutes later, I looked up and saw the husband standing in my backyard. This is why you needed a lock. When I said you needed a lock, you should have gotten the lock. What the fuck? Standing in my backyard, he had simply opened our fence gate and walked in with his kid. No. Hi. No. Is this okay? Nothing. See, you're not using your words. This is now a you problem. You have the problem here. He just stood there about 3 feet away from me while his kid played. I was completely speechless and incredibly uncomfortable. I didn't like that this man felt comfortable enough to walk in a person's yard uninvited, one who knew my husband wasn't home. He never does this crap when my husband is there, or at least isn't too creepy about it. Husband got to beat this guy up. Husband got to beat this asshole up. Thankfully, my youngest got hurt. Thankfully, your youngest got hurt. Thankfully, oh my God. That's how bad this was. You're happy your kid got hurt so that it would end. Thankfully, my youngest got hurt after about 3 minutes and came crying over to me. They left shortly afterward and my husband got home not long after that. The first thing I told him was to bungee our fence gate shut on their side. Bungee our fence gate shut on their side. We can't permanently lock the gate because our fertilizer company comes in whenever they feel like it without giving us any notice, but a bungee cord does the job well enough. Put a bell. Get a ring camera. Put a ring camera on the gate where he has to press the anyway. He just stood there about 3. Wait, you could put a coded, like a padlock, like an electric padlock that you have to put a pin into, and you can give the fertilizer company your pin. You can keep it locked. This is stupid. You're ruining your own day, life, whatever. Anyway, My husband got home not long after that. The first thing I told him was to bungee our fence gate shut on their side. We can't permanently lock the gate because our fertilizer company comes in whenever they feel like it without giving us any notice, but a bungee cord does the job well enough. The following Sunday, he tried it again. Fuck no, absolutely not. Call the cops. Call the cops. I'm telling you, call the cops. He walked over to the gate, stopped when he saw the bungee cord, and then turned around. Instead, he took his kid to the front of the house, and the whole family went for a walk. I was left in peace, and he hasn't tried it since. Okay, I still think, get a fucking lock. Get a lock. Get a lock. About a week later, the wife texted asking if I'd like to meet for coffee soon. I politely declined meeting somewhere and told her that if there was something she wanted to chat about, we can just have coffee in our own backyards. Like talk over the fences at each other, as opposed to like one of you goes to the other one's backyard. That's so funny. I immediately told my husband, pool season is coming. I bet she suddenly wants to be friends so that we invite them over to swim. She never followed up, never came over, never tried to have the conversation. I'm outside with the kids every single day. There's been plenty of opportunities to chat. She just gets out of her car and goes inside the house without saying anything. Fine with me. Honestly, I'm not interested in hearing whatever she has to say. So I let it go and put the ball in her court. Still use your words. Like, you're too passive in the passive aggressive. Be like, you could still use your words. She only reached out one other time since. It started with, how are you guys doing with this heat wave? Small talk, and quickly turned into, can I ask you a favor? It wasn't anything but texting her some school information, but I should have seen that coming. Yeah, whatever. That's fine. They're users. They only invest in relationships when there's something in it for them. That isn't going to be us. They only want the it takes a village community if they benefit from it, not contributing anything on their end. Yeah, it takes a village, but not everyone wants to be a villager, as Charlotte Dobre always says. And that is so true. It is so true. Now we're in the pool almost every day. They either close their blinds whenever we're outside. Nice. You have shamed them so hard they can't even watch. I love it. I love it. I really do. I love it. Yes. They close their blinds whenever we're outside or come out to water their plants while glaring at us the entire time. Put a pool in your yard. Put a pool in your yard. Oh, wait, then you would have to parent your kids. Never mind. That doesn't work for you. I don't care anymore about being neighborly to them. There was a point where we seriously considered moving because I dreaded our future summers would be like. No, like, that's so unnecessary. You shouldn't move. You should make them feel so uncomfortable they move. Anyway, then we decided we weren't going to spend our summer living in fear of our neighbors. Turns out they've done nothing. My favorite part, though? Ooh, there's a favorite part. Let's see. Leon said, I'm talking 12th century. Yeah, there's no 12th century castles here. Lori said, I personally know her, Hannah Brown. Ooh, interesting. Do you have tea? She seems like a nice person. Is she? I got good vibes from her. Like, speaks her mind, but like nice, you know? Like, won't be an asshole unless you're an asshole first, probably. That's the vibe I get. I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't always read people right, especially on reality TV. People have different personalities than they show. Lori said, do a combination lock and give it to the... Yeah, exactly. A regular combination lock or a padlock. Just, yeah. Like a pin lock. Leon said, tell me you're lonely in life without telling me you're lonely in life. I'm fine. I'm good. Thanks for the concern. I feel like you're trying to insult me this stream and I don't really appreciate it. Lori said she's a very nice, good Southern girl. See, I thought so. She gave me good vibes. Like, she's not going to be a pushover, but, you know, but like is a nice human. So anyway, I'm glad I called that right. I am. Okay, so my favorite part though, they bungeed their gate too. Oh, as if you really wanted to be in their yard. That is so funny. Oh my God, they're stupid. Anyway, bro, we're not the ones walking into other people's backyards uninvited. Is that supposed to send us a message? It makes me laugh every time I go water the plants on that side of the yard. So that's the 1 year update. For now, it seems the message has been finally received and I can relax in my yard in peace. I'm not dumb though. Summer isn't over and I'm keeping my head on a swivel. I wonder if there's an additional update. Lori, quick to say, bless your heart. Which in the UK is like equivalent to bless. I love it. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. But I mean, I feel like she's probably nice until she needs to not be. And a lot of Southern people, you can mask being a bitch with using nice words. So a little passive aggressive, like bless your heart it sounds nice. It's passive aggressive. It's not that nice, but probably deserved. So anyway, this commenter said, oh, this is one of OOP's comments. We have an above ground pool with a locked gate. My 4-foot fence is my yard fence, not pool fence. Oh, okay. Our yard and pool are code compliant. Oh, people must have been asking if they're in compliance. That's stupid. I merely mentioned the fact that our fence was 4 feet tall to emphasize the fact that we can see our neighbors every time we're outside and vice versa. That's funny. It's like a what do you call it? Like the bathroom stalls that just aren't long enough. You can see everything the neighbor's doing. Anyway, let's see. 4-foot fence. Thank you for your concern, but we can't pass code inspections. City code doesn't allow for 6-foot fences in my town, unfortunately. Price is not the problem, ordinances. I would happily pay for it if we could. Leon says, Lori Jane was the asshole first. Was she? I don't think so. Also, you were being mean to me, not Lori, so you just call me lonely. I'm fine. Thanks. Anyway, whatever. Known bodybuilder said, I'd plant some nice landscape screening along that common fence line. Fast-growing lilac bushes, dwarf fruit trees, whatever. OOP said, thank you. We talked about this. There's some sort of arbor vitae species that grows fast, and we've talked about planting that as well. It's on the list. OOP adds, we've also joked about putting an addition on that side of the yard, a 4 Seasons room or something to block their view of the patio area at least. Ideas are brewing over here. Oh, interesting. Lori says, okay, then I'll own whatever. Bless your heart. Love it. Okay, I want to know if there's another update. Nope. Okay, that's it. But top comment is, of course, they bungeed their gate too. Facepalm. I love it. Okay. I did have 2 other stories, but I think this is where I'm going to end it tonight because we're coming up on 3 hours and I really didn't want to. I got to watch Charlotte. Okay. And also Call Me Chris also had a video out today. So anyways, I got some videos that I need to catch up on myself. But like I said, maybe tomorrow night I'll do like a rewatch of that trial. We'll see. If not tomorrow night, maybe sometime over the weekend. Maybe Sunday night. Maybe Sunday night. But I do have a little palette cleanser. I have a cute video that I bookmarked over on Instagram. So I will outro to this adorable video.